to Cartload. Now, we are going to be starting off with, well, we've got a selection of different things, some that are best ever prices, some that have never been seen on Cartload before, but I cannot do it on my own, of course. I'm going to be on this side for 3 hours. What we're going to do is we're going to have Cartload, we're going to have an hour where we're going to have Gwen and Creative Expressions, and then it's going to be myself and Corrine once again for the final hour of Cartload. So let's say hi to her. She's been here all day, busy bee like myself. It's Corrine. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, really good. Really excited about this. I think I've done one Cartload show before. It's all about let's see what we can do, all those fantastic deals. So I'm really excited to be able to show you everything that we've got on the show tonight. So yes, it's going to be really good.
It's going to be lots of fun. And as I just alluded to a moment ago, we're not on our own either. We have got an hour of Creative Expressions coming up in an hour's time. Funny enough, and if you've not already seen it today, maybe this is your first chance seeing Crafters TV today. It is, of course. It's Gwen from Creative Expressions. Evening, Gwen.
Evening, Craig.
How have you been finding today?
Oh, I've been absolutely loving it. It's so exciting to be here, and it's such a lovely atmosphere. And thank you all for your lovely comments that came through earlier. And I hope you're going to stay with me for my show at 7 o'clock.
Absolutely. Can you maybe give us a little bit of a tease as to what you have either brought or what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I brought you some fabulous Cosmic Shimmer products as well as some Ranger products. So we are introducing things like alcohol inks, and we've got some of our fabulous silk glitters here incorporated into our colourful crystal tints.
Beautiful.
And then we've got a background done with colourful crystal tints, and again some glitter onto one of those lovely one-liner die cuts. This is the core product we're bringing you, are these beautiful dies called one-liners, which are like a hand-drawn doodle. From start to finish, the design is done with one line, as it says in the title.
Yeah.
So they're just like a hand-drawn doodle, but they're very clever. And here we've got some lovely champagne glasses, suitable for any occasion. We've got some fantastic butterflies. Who doesn't love a butterfly?
Who doesn't?
And that's incorporating some alcohol ink on fantastic Ranger Sparkle card. I'll be showing you that coming up at 7 o'clock.
Brilliant.
Then again, we've got a lovely die cut with the heart, and this is showing some of our superfine glitters onto the die cut itself. And then we've also got the rose, and this is showing a beautiful bouquet of roses on an alcohol background. So all of that coming up at 7.
Brilliant, excellent. If this might be the first chance you've seen Gwen today, maybe you've been busy with kids being off here in the UK, maybe you've been at work for whatever reason, then of course do stay tuned to see what Gwen's going to be doing. And then after the day's ended on Crafters TV, you can always go back onto YouTube and watch the shows earlier on from Wake Up Call and also from Launch Day, where you've got a full hour of Gwen as well. But here we go, let's get started. Let's start with the best ever price and new to Cartload. So never seen these ones on Cartload, and these are our Gemini fold back die collection. What we've got within these ones here are exactly that. The fold back gatefold die collection, 27 elements in total, 27 dies in total. Today's price being $55.97 or $83.86. When it comes to these die collections, these are going to enable you to do the gatefold back cards. However, you're going to find they are a slightly different colour, which means they are part of our mixed media, multimedia die sets, so you can do sort of heavier objects as well if you want to. But let's dive straight in. What are you going to be getting within this collection? Well, you're going to be getting the cupcake, cute cupcake, and the reason they are part of our multimedia dies is so that you can die cut through several layers of cardstock where you can create your back gatefold collection, or this will enable you to create that card. We've got the full collection that I'm going to go over now. We do have the cupcake, we've got the icing, we do have that cupcake wrapper, and you've got the little cherry with the candle and the little bow. That is the cute cupcake. What we've also got within this collection here is You're a Hoot. All the individual elements that you've got here to create the owl with the eyes, with the wings, with the beak, the feet, all of that is there included as well. With it being a multimedia die set, remember you can be doing them into your fabrics and that as well if you wanted it to, or maybe into your heavier objects. That's entirely up to you. You've then got your Majestic Butterfly within this one. Very large, very proud butterfly. We've had a lot of the day where it's been focused on paper piecing, reason. No reason that you can't do that within these ones as well. Nice open spaces if you want, but once again, the whole idea, the concept is that full back gatefold, hence by cutting through all these multitude of layers. That one's included as well with the Majestic Butterfly, and then what about the Opulent Star as well? You can be using these for many different reasons if you wanted to. Many of these, for instance, the stars here would do well for your men's cards, of course, but just different occasions. Have fun with them. If you are going to be doing them with your fabrics or that, you know, you can use them as little hanging objects or maybe into your cardstocks if you're wanting to. So within that one here, we've got the star, we've got that outline, we've got the banners, we've got the bow as well, even the little shooting star as well. So that's everything. That is where you have got your 27 dies in total. Today's price being $55.97, $83.86, but even though it's the first time that it's seen on Cartload, that does come down to even more, which is $44.78 or $67.09. And do you know what? We're going to shoot over to Corrine, where we're going to have a look at some of the finished samples.
We certainly are. These are gorgeous. Now, I just want to quickly show you. So this is the die for the cupcake. Let me see if I can put it on a piece of there so you can see it on there. Now, can you see there is a little piece on top and bottom of your die, and that is so that you get it in the right place for your gatefold. Now it does say here you've got full instructions included inside so you can see exactly what to do, but that is the key bit to make sure it works. So if we have a look at the cupcake, we can see, look at this. Now it cuts out the whole cupcake, let me show you there, absolutely perfectly, and then you can cut the cake base, then you can cut the bow to give you something. There's always something to go over the middle if you want it to. You've got the cherries, you've got everything you want, and then just think about all of the stamps that you've got to bring in those sentiments. So this is where you start mixing and matching. Think of all those lovely papers that you've got from all those paper packs. I'm starting to build up my papers quite nicely, and there you are, you can do those. So that's a cupcake. I love the owl. The characteristics within this die are super cute. We're giving you the eyes, we give you the wings, the little feet. Yeah, not hooves, they are feet, aren't they? I don't know why I thought. And then, you know, we've stenciled that with our perfect poinsettia stencil to give him a really lovely background. Oops, I dropped that. And then even on the inside as well. Ooh, that's quite strange when you put it like that. But isn't that absolutely gorgeous?
Really beautiful.
Then we've got our star. So this one is our Opulent Star. And again, I love that we've given you this detail die to go across there. This has been, again, that one, wouldn't that be lovely paper piece using our release sheets to hold all the bits in place? Absolutely gorgeous. Now I want to show you, we have the butterfly. This is so elegant, isn't that gorgeous, with the gold glitter cardstock in between. Absolutely beautiful. So you can open it out and then you've got your other butterfly. But even though they are gatefold cards, there is no reason why you can't do an easel card.
Not true.
And I'm thinking, I'm looking at these and thinking, actually, these outline dies are going to be perfect for your applique.
Absolutely.
And because they are the deep dish dies, they're going to work cut perfectly through your fabric, if that's what you want to do. Think of your multimedia, think of your grey board and things like that.
Exactly.
They're going to cut through all of those. So it's a really, really useful die collection. I mean, how fantastic would that be as a party invitation with all the party details on the inside? You're going to think of so many ways to use these, but they're super, super simple. And don't worry, there's full instructions on the folds that you need to do to make sure that it all works.
And you know, everything that you're seeing within Cartload, because obviously Cartload, we've got some incredible deals, lots of incredible deals. You know, we don't always spend the time demonstrating them, but everything that you're going to find in Cartload, you're going to find across on our YouTube, where you can go back time and time again. Just search that item in the search bar on the YouTube. You're going to then find lots and lots of videos popping up from them. So that is your full back gatefold. Maybe you now want to go in with even more elegance within this one, within this sort of lace effect. This one here, now on today's price, you're going to be saving 35%, which then means the best ever price when it comes to these interlace die collection. It is a 4-piece collection, and you can go one cut through your Gemini, it creates the card, it creates that interlace. It's the detail with that lace factor. But what are you going to be getting within all of these ones here? Well, you're going to be getting the Village chapel within this one. So what you've got here is that village chapel. If you want to maybe go in and fussy cut little areas, if you want to, you can do. You don't necessarily have to do it straight onto a card blank. So if you were to just chop out a panel of, I don't know, maybe just say about 5 by 7, let's say, and use that on its own with the die, you've got a separate element. But the absolute fabulous thing about these is doing it straight onto your card blank. There is your interlace, create a card, instantly done. Go in with some of your vellums into the back, your pattern papers, start to colour them. You can absolutely do that. You can have creative fun when it comes to these ones. So everything I'm showing you, you're getting within the set on Cartload tonight. This one is the one I love. So once again with this one, lots of versatility here by snipping out, colouring certain sections when it comes to these ones. You've got the aperture heart in the middle, maybe pop a little photo in the back if you want. Then actually use the separate panels as a decoration or a main focal point on the scrapbook. Don't just use them for your cards. Then what we've also got is framed with love. You've got that beautiful bride. You've also got her husband dancing away there within the dress, although it could be at an anniversary. It could be at a celebration if you want to as well. You've got the florals, you've got the foliage just popping out. Want to then do your little bits of cherry picking and start to then do paper piecing in the dress? You can do. And then beautiful bird cage within this one here. This one instantly I'm always thinking maybe your ivories with your craft cards, maybe your touch of gold and that when it comes to these ones. But it's entirely up to you. If you want to maybe just take out the bird cage or the bird, you can do as well. Layer up. But by doing one pass through your Gemini or any other die cutting machine that you've got, you will need at least your larger one to do it straight into a card blank. However, if you do it on a separate panel, they will go through your Gemini Junior as well, or other smaller die cutting machines, A5 in size. So all of that you're going to be getting for $51.97 or $64.87. Even though it's Cartload, you still get your Platinum, your Club Inspire on top of that as well. So if you are Platinum, that's going to come down to £41.58 or $51.90. With these ones, you've got that intricate detail, which then gives it that lace factor when you're looking at a distance. Phenomenal things you can be doing with these ones, can't you, Corrine?
You certainly can, and there is lots of different ways to use them. So I wanted to show you this. So now one thing we haven't mentioned is when you get these, they also emboss absolutely beautiful. So when you've cut them out, then run them back through your die cutting machine with your rubber embossing mat, then the card really pushes into that die, and then you can ink through ink through the die almost like it's a stencil and get lots of detail. Now this one, let me show you there, we just put a piece of purple card behind there to come around here, but really all simple. Of the other bits have been inked. Sorry. Oh.
So yeah,
I'll get some water in just a minute. And then I'll show you on this one, over the edge of here with our Framed with Love, we've just created a lovely drop shadow.
Beautiful.
And then on here to show you again how gorgeous it is with the inks just inking through. Now I've saved the next one, which is the one I love, right to the very end, because I wanted to show you. This feels like we've come round in a full circle since this morning, doesn't it?
It really does.
How about doing this with your paper piecing? So if you are going to get this, even if you're not buying our paper piecing collection, buy one pack that's going to give you 10 sheets of your release and hold sheets, because that's going to make that so much easier. If you've got the collection, you're going to have some of the sheets, but if you haven't, maybe put in at least a pack of those, because all of these are going to take that paper piecing, but this one is absolutely perfect for it. So yeah, it just shows you how that paper piecing is just such a key component of our crafting all of the time.
Yeah, and that's it. Lots that you can do. If you do actually just want to get some of that extra hold and release sheets that we had within launch day, it's just along the bottom there. It has been busy. I am not surprised as a separate element. You're getting your A5 pack. It is 10 sheets that you're getting. A5 in size. It is 10 packs that you're getting. Individually though, within that 10 pack, you're going to be $7.99 or $9.95 for you to do, such as your paper piecing with absolute ease. Do you want another best ever price? Do you want a 40%? Do you want a 50%? What about 60% within these ones here? I adore these sets here. Not actually seen them for a wee while, so really chuffed that we've got them within Cartload. These ones are our Layerable Cutable Sentiment dies. So this one you're going to get 73 dies, and you're going to get 50 sheets or your 12 by 12 bright cardstock. Today's price being $36.76 or $45.80, and you're getting loads. So within this set here, what you've got is your full die elements where you start to layer up and these create this beautiful family sentiment within this one here. Many of the elements you'll be able to use separately, for instance the florals, even the heart and the word family as well. But what you are going to do is you're going to cut them all in different colour cardstock. You're going to layer up. There is a little diagram on the packaging, but what you can do as well, always go back onto our YouTube to watch the videos where we've done these ones in the past, and you can start to layer them up to create this really lovely sentiment topper there. So that one, you are family. You're also going to be getting It's Your Birthday, and these are all exactly the same concept here. So yes, many of them you can use as individual elements if you want, but you start to die cut them all and then you layer them all up. That outline die, this is then being designed so that your sentiment and your little icons are going to just sit nicely held on top with some of your dotty glue or maybe your tacky glue, whichever your adhesive choice is. You're going to be there layering them ones up. You've got a day to remember within this one here. So you've got that really lovely floral aspect. It's entirely up to you which colours you start to use. Maybe you want to go bright, maybe you do want to go down that pastel tone. That's up to you. Remember, you are getting the cardstock included that we'll show you in a moment. We've got Let's Party. So think about your party invites like Corrine was on about when it comes to the full back dies. Maybe you want to do them on party bags, you can do that. You can theme them colour wise when it comes to parties, or you can just do it as a birthday card. That's up to you. We're going to go in with You Make My Heart Happy. I absolutely love this one. This one's a really good one where you could use the sentiments on their own, but you've got all these lovely little love hearts as well that are really good as individual die cut components. We've also got our Hip Hip Hooray. Many different celebrations you could be using with this one. It could even go towards a wedding and go down your ivory with maybe your gold touch, maybe your rose gold, make it really sophisticated. You can be doing that one if you want to. We've also got Thanks a Bunch. You know, don't need to say anything other than it says exactly that. Thanks a bunch there. So maybe you want to then just come along and send someone just a thank you card or even a little project. These were, when these first launched, I did do a demo where I actually created them into a bit of home decor frame, so you can be doing that too. Then when it comes to this one here, we have got the Just For You. So you've got that present aspect to it. Depending on the colours, you could use it for Christmas if you want. Go down the pastel route. Obviously, I know if you've not got these, you're not going to get them in time for Easter, but thinking of the different themes throughout the year that you could be using them, you absolutely can do. That one's Just For You. And then when it comes to the die set, you're also going to be getting Home Is Where the Heart Is. This was actually the one where I created the home decor frame as well. So maybe someone moving into a new home, maybe someone's moving in with you. You can have all those different cards, projects, home decor that you can be creating with these ones, but we're not done just yet. We've got our 180 GSM 12 by 12 smooth cardstock. This one here is your matte cardstock. So bright, so vibrant when it comes to these tones here. Don't forget, you can be using all your other cardstock as well that you've got at home, mirror card, matte cardstock, shedless glitter cards, all of these ones, these dies will still die cut. But the fact is, this one here on its own, 50 sheets, is worth £20 or $25 on its own. But then you're getting everything else included as well, with that today's price, which is spectacular, being $36.76 or $45.80. Platinum all the way down to £29.41 or $36.64. You guys across Central Europe, you're not left out. You just need to go to your website, all three of them, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. That's where you need to go to. Go into Shop the Day, you're going to find it all there. But Corrine, what else can you do with these?
These are Amazing. Let's just say, I know they look absolutely fantastic, but remember you can also take the words, the sentiments out and just use them on their own if you want to. So we were saying about the let's party. So you can see how it's almost like it's a layering system, isn't it? So you do your words and then you layer all the other bits on top and you get the lovely sort of drop shadow that's going to fit behind. So that's the let's party. Hip hip hooray, which I think is so pretty. And look, we've put that there over some acetate, so it's sort of like hovers. How gorgeous is that?
It really is gorgeous,
you can have
isn't it?
whatever colour you want.
Beautiful.
You make my heart happy. I love this. And then cut out extras of the hearts just to, oh, look at that. It popped out there and then it framed
all these
in there.
different fun things you can do.
Oh, there's so many lovely ways. Now this one is gorgeous just for you. And I love how we've carried on those colours through those layers.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look? I don't know, it's got a very specific vibe about it with those colours. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know whether it's sort of
definitely says retro, and it says party to me anyway.
It is. It's absolutely gorgeous. You know, just for you. It could be a thank you. It could just be a present. No, I love this. I love the simplicity of this. Some wood effect card at the back.
I done that.
Nice. You did that?
I done that.
I really love this one. This one for me is absolutely perfect because I just love the tones and the simplicity of it. But to me, it's so effective. Yeah. I just would love if anybody sent me that as a new house card or something. Look at this one. This one is so pretty. I love the colourways that they picked on here, really bringing out those sort of pastels, those fun colours. And again, it's finding the right layers to put it on. When we say about this, it's all about looking at what other collections you've got.
Exactly.
Thanks a bunch with the floral background, with your flowers in the corner, really works lovely. And then how about a scrapbook page? How about that? Some gorgeous little fluffy doggies on there. I mean, it could be your grandchildren, it could be your children,
yeah,
it could be whoever you want. Whoever you feel is family for you, you put it on there.
Yeah. What I love with these sorts of die collections as well is they kind of, well, they kind of kill two birds with one stone, whereas sometimes you've got your topper, you've got the main focus, and then you need to find somewhere where to put the sentiment. I know it's not always hard, but then when you find these are the toppers, these are also the sentiment at the exact same time as well. So it kind of cuts out that middleman, which sometimes is something that you want if you want to make relatively quick but fab cards. You can do that with these ones here. The other thing that you can do fab cards, this time, we've gone 50% off, half price when it comes to these. Can't believe these ones here are part of Cartload tonight. This is the Centerpiece Create a Card die collection. 8 pieces in total, $38.99 or $50.99. Platinum comes down to $31.19 or $40.79 for everything that you're going to get. Just to point out as well, even on a Cartload, if you're new to Crafters TV, if you're not in Club Inspire, it's free to join, and your first order, even on a Cartload, you still get 20% off that first order as well. So you don't have any exclusions when it comes to your Club Inspire, which is just phenomenal in my opinion, and many others as well. But here we go, let's have a look at these centerpieces here. This one is one of my favourites. Anything with stags, anything with deers are always going to be my favourites. For some reason you think stag, you think of Scotland. I do anyway, and this is why I adore this one. These ones here, this is the ability to do one cut through into your card blank, but then what you can start to do is you can start to have fun. You can start to do your dioramas, your theatre cards. So do this again on separate pieces of cardstock and start to fussy cut sections, layer them up either in a diorama or on foam pads. You're going to start to get that depth to them. But that one there is Into the Woods. Then we've also got the Let Love Grow. So all of these along the exact same concept where it is the centerpiece and it's the design from left to right or top to bottom, which is holding the cardstock in place. We've got this entwined roses here. This is absolutely exquisite. The detail that you've got, the shadowing that you've got that's in die cut form is beautiful. So maybe you just want to do it straight onto the card blank. Maybe you want to overlay paper piecing. Maybe you just want to do it into white and then start to watercolour or alcohol colour. You can absolutely do that. Take some of the techniques that Gwen's shown you throughout today with your alcohol inks, pop that in the back with acetate or cardstock. You can do that. There's loads that you can do. the Enchanted Forest. So earlier on within actually that last product that we were showing you there, when Corrine was talking about using different paper pads that you've had from the past, if you've gone from, you know, your Kingdom collections from us or Hunky Dory or anyone else, start to incorporate them as well. You can do that. This one here being the Enchanted Forest with that unicorn. We've got Feline Friend here, so all of the cat lovers you are catered for, as well as the dog lovers. We've got our Loyal Companion here, and we've also got Woodland Ferry, whereas these are all following that same concept where it is your centerpiece panel, but you've got the most exquisite detail and even depth within many of them as well. Really simple small cards if you want to. You can go larger, or you can just cut your own panels and do them separately. That's entirely up to yourself. But Corrine, there is loads that you can do with these, isn't there?
There really, really is. Oh, my bow's come untied. I haven't got time to retie it. So, first of all, we're looking at the Let Love Grow, which I absolutely do. So what you can see is when it cuts, let me turn it around so you can see on here. When it cuts, it doesn't cut, and you can't see on that side, you have to see on the side. It doesn't cut fully down that side, and it doesn't cut down that side either. So you can see we've put our two panels on the side just there. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Now this one, it's more of your landscape style, so it's cutting into the centre and leaving your panels top and bottom, which I love there. We've just done a little bit of a drop shadow in the white and a drop shadow in the purple. These, the same as the ones we were looking at previously, will emboss so that you can ink through the dies using them like as a stencil. So that's our fairy one, that's absolutely beautiful. And again here, we've got our butterflies. And again, it's just creating the most gorgeous front of your card, just here with the butterflies dancing down the centre. It is effective in black, isn't it?
It really is.
And then here we've got our Feline Friend. Look at that, in black with our own stenciled or background that we have created. How perfect is that? It's perfect. Did you get that there?
Yeah.
And then we've got the blue flowers, and the blue bow just brings it together. And I've got a couple more to show you in a minute, but look at this gorgeous one here with our dog. Again, keeping it really, really simple. Just a little bit of a drop shadow just going on around there. Now I want to show you this. If you cut it twice, wow, look at that. Isn't that
smart,
beautiful?
Isn't it?
Just so pretty. Or you can cut it into the side. So the panels that are normally here, we've just scored or trimmed them off to create that like that. That is so. Let me go that way around. There we go. Then your sentiment's the right way around. There we are. Because one's one way and one's the other, so I could see. And then, now I'll show you these two. These ones are your Into the Woods. Now, isn't that beautiful? Wow. Just with a little bit of a gilding flakes, and we've got our diorama or a theatre card, as you can see, all the layers in there. That is beautiful. Or if you want to keep it really simple, how about with some craft card? Absolutely beautiful. Do you make this one as well?
I did indeed, yeah.
All right, yeah. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is, but it's the fun, isn't it? You know, it's like the when I was on about, as you were just showing there, how you can then have fun. You can do little snipping if you want, and creating that distance if you want. Lots of things that you can do them. Keep them simple, or of course keep them very, very complicated, depending on your crafty experience. You can absolutely do that for sure. So that was your centerpiece die collection. What about now another 50% off? Maybe you want to get yourself organized. Maybe you want to get someone else organized. Maybe someone is just terrible at remembering birthdays and you want to help them. Give them a nudge to remind them. You can start to create your own little organizer. Whichever color theme you want to that's going to match their personality, you can do that. But there's lots of different things that you can start to do when it comes to this organizer set. So everything I'm away to show you where you're getting the 132 elements is £47 or $59 for you guys stateside. Platinum comes down to £37.60 or $47.20. Loads and loads of things you can do with them. What Georgina's just said in her ear there, and absolutely right. Certainly the stamp sets and that are going to be really good for bullet journaling, although you can start to incorporate all the other additional dies if you so wish. So let's start off with the main die itself, which is going to create the ultimate organizer. What you do, or you don't need to do this, but of course it is going to help if you go across onto our YouTube. We've done craft alongs, we've done master classes. There is many demonstrations when it comes to the ultimate organizer, and doing them in different ways as well. But that one is going to create the actual organizer. These are going to be your mats and layers for decoration. They're going to be your little tags to take out the center, maybe your dividing tags. You can be doing that with these ones as well, but really nice, even just in your daily crafting needs, to use these as your mats and layers. You can do that. What we've got within these ones here is the ability to do your little pockets, to do your little decorations. These ones here, this is where you can use them in conjunction with these ones. So these are what are actually going to create the little dividers in the ultimate organizer. So we've just cut them to that width there, but they can of course be longer. It's only the outline of the die that die cuts. Really lovely and useful photo corners. So yes, for the ultimate organizer if you're wanting to use them in those ways, but think about your scrapbooks, your memory book pages. Maybe you just want to use a photo on a card and use them as a little photo corner and not actually adhere the photo to the project. You can do it with these little tabs for your little sentiments as well, but really nice. These ones here, if you want to create your own little elongated shopping list with your white, I wouldn't necessarily say white cardstock, but heavyweight white paper, and that's going to be the fold back. That's going to be like the seam along the top. That is what you can be doing with them. And then comes in all of the sentiments for your birthday list, your Christmas list, your shopping list, your receipts. You've got the tick, you've got the cross, all of these are stamps. You've got your little grids in there, your check point lists as well. Then what you've got is, you've got your months, and you've got your days of the week as well. You've got your holidays. These ones down the side here can be what go on the top of the tabs if you want to. All of this is included, including these ones here. So this is where you could be doing, checking off your receipts. Maybe you're filling in, maybe you do them with your expenses for work or whatever reason. You can start to then check them off when it comes to these. These once again, all being stamped form, and then the ability to create your own monthly but yearly calendars as well, with the months, with the dates. All of these ones are included. Everything here, all of that you're getting for that price, £37.60 or $47.20 for everything there. That's great to see it in that form, but let's see what you can actually do with them to see how they come together.
I know, I have never used this die collection, and wow, I'm absolutely blown away. So you're going to get the, as Craig said, the first die, and that's going to make your sort of your wallet or your holder. So I've got a gorgeous one here, and then it's up to you how much you put in. Do you know what? I wish you could feel this, how heavy it is. So once you've got this, so I open it up, it's just like a wallet or a purse, and I've got my elements in here. So I've got dividers, I've got bits on here, look. I don't know if you can see, if I put it that way and you can see, it says, I've made little pockets here, don't forget. And then you can put on here, look at these little cards that we've created, paid, important, work, memo, you know, absolutely gorgeous. A to-do list with our notes. We've got a calendar in here that you can print all of these, you know, with the stamps, you can make all of those. Then look at this, I've got bits here, it says Christmas, I've got a bit for receipts, birthday lists, look, you can even put your friends on. Then we've got more receipts that are going to tuck under there, save the dates. Oh, what's in here? Look at this. Oh, it's like little, look, circled save the dates for you could, anniversary, 20th of November, neighbours party, 15th of September. How perfect is this? And then obviously you've got your little bits in here, if I can lift that up, and then you can see, look at that, little tabbed dividers. So like I say, this is perfect for your journaling
really
and everything like that. And then we've got one we've made for party planning. Oh, this one has been done in German, so I'll just whiz it over that one. I was trying to pull the German ones out and I missed. Now I love this one, birthday list. So they've just got, so imagine having 4 of these, so April, May and June. So you might have January, February, March, April, May and June. So you've got one for each bit. So you can got your cards, all your ideas, what to buy, pads. You've got little bits in there to put all the details in. And or you could have your birthday list for the whole year, and then you could pop them all in there. Look, don't forget, night out, party. You can change that. that. You can put in the relevant month, friends, autumn, winter, all of the bits in there. Look at this, shopping lists, pictures, important dates.
It just goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just keeps on going, but absolutely, and then you just tie it all up, and how about that?
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Loads and loads and loads. And if you are a relatively new crafter or new to construction, you know, you can then follow along the steps that we've got across on our YouTube as well. But then if you're more experienced crafter, a seasonal crafter, you're going to then start to take elements from that ultimate organizer. You're going to change it. You're going to add to it as well. Maybe the divining pockets within the middle. You can actually expand on that if you want to as well. We give you the tools to create them. We give you the step-by-steps and how to create them, and then you know what, you just take your own ideas and you just run with them. Go whatever way you want, design them whatever way you want, and create them whichever way you want. Just quickly as well, Fred171 saying the organizer is one of my favourite projects to make and gift. Super price. Really is. What a lovely gift.
Beautiful gift, yes.
Really nice. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a little. Don't really give money now. It's kind of like your tokens, isn't it? Your gift cards or that for stores or that. You could do, yeah. Yeah, you could be doing all of that. Could do. That's a good way of doing it. But yeah, so that one there, that is your ultimate organizer where you're getting the 132 elements. Do you want another humdinger? Well, I know I've just said beforehand, I couldn't believe those were in this cartload here. This one here, I genuinely can't believe that we've managed to get these in cartload. This one is, have you never heard me say that before, Georgina? Humdinger. I say it quite often.
I know humdinger.
Yeah, yeah, it's an absolute humdinger, that's for sure. And so is the price, 65% off. Everything I'm away to show you, you're getting platinum price, $21.82 or $25.11. Not platinum, don't worry, you still get that fab price at $27.27, $31.39. These are, of course, your nest and frame die collection, 24 elements in total. Think about the foil press when I go to show you these ones. These are beautiful. We've got the Deco swirl frame here. So look at the detail you've got within these ones here. I mean, millimeters when it comes to the die cut components that you've got. These are individual, so within this one here, you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, and you've got 4 elements. These could be little decorations for the corner of your cards or your projects. Really nice simple nest and die. That's creating an aperture. It's creating a frame, could create a topper, or of course it could create that shaker. That is one of them. What you're also going to be getting as well, the filigree frame here. So it's same concept where you're going to be getting your 4 dies here, edge to edge. All of these will work with your Gemini Junior and your MIDI, so you don't need to worry about size-wise. They're all going to work in these ones, no problem whatsoever. But as I've said, think about your foil press. Think about just using them with the embossing mat and then your gilding waxes if you want to. You can do that. Trim them out if you want, so you could be selective in areas. Start to then raise them up with your foam pads or your glue gel. You can do as well. You don't even need to pop toppers or sentiments in the middle. They can be a really lovely card, just colour tones alone. That one's included as well. We've also got the decorative roses here. Maybe you want to start to decorate them with your flower forming foam. You can do that as well. Maybe you want to tag team it with your hummingbird collection. You can do that as well. Lots of ways you can mix and match. Key thing is these are all beautiful. These are all workable as standard individual die sets. Delicate lace within this one here, and then last but by no means least, abstract frames. So we've got the rectangles, we've got the rectangle ovals, we've got the squares within these ones that work in conjunction with the circles. So this one here really is an opulent essential there. Do I take credit for that? No, that was Georgina in my ear that said that one there. She actually thought it was gold dust when it comes to that one. That full collection there, $21.82 platinum or $25.11. These are, and I say it every single time, Corrine, I adore these ones. Absolutely adore them.
Delicacy of them is absolutely beautiful, and you can be making things like this. How gorgeous is this? So we've just done a couple of them and layered them up together to give that sort of chunky effect. Absolutely beautiful. But then they also go onto the front of your acetate to make your bow fronted card. How gorgeous is that? And then cut through to create your apertures. I love this one, sort of, it's a sort of style of easel card.
It is, isn't it?
How beautiful is that, just having one at the top and one at the bottom. You don't need a lot more. Oh, as you were saying, mixing it with your flower forming foam. We've created a beautiful shaker card on there. That is lovely. Now I wanted to show you this one because I found two with the same collection. So this is a beautiful, beautiful stepper card. If I can open that up, there we go. How gorgeous is that? Wedding cards, anniversary cards, wedding invitations, that's going to be the sort of thing you can do with that. But the exact same die, cut it out of black and add gilding wax. Wow, looks completely different, doesn't it?
It
and
does.
I just love that, how you can mix and match. But they're almost like nesting dies as well, where it says nested, that you can cut one inside each other or layer them up, which I think is perfect.
Understand why they've called them nesting frame dies, but that really doesn't do them justice. When you think nesting frame dies, you think of your mats and layers dies, don't you? Your circle, your squares. But these have got that intricate detail, that got that elegance, that sophistication when it comes to this collection here. One that you're going to then nip back to every now and again. Would you use them on a daily basis? Maybe not as much as I love them. Don't necessarily use them on a daily basis, but I do use them a couple of times a week as well. Just as that backdrop, as that little bit of texture on the back, or as a full focal element. That's up to you. But you've got that full collection between the die sets I showed you and what Corrine just showed you there, 27.27 or 31.39 if you are, well, if you're not in the platinum, that's at today's price that everyone would be paying. We're going to go in for another one now, and this, I remember when these first launched as well, everyone went absolutely bonkers when it comes to these ones, and this is all about the brush letter and stamp collection with 16 elements in total, 16 stamps in total. You're going to be paying $25.56 or $31.84 for everyone. However, if you are platinum and if you are in Club Inspire and you are platinum, that's going to come down to £20.45 or $25.47. And this is everything that you're going to be getting. And the boards do show them off beautifully, but wait until you see some of the finished samples that's been created when it comes to these. This one here, what you're going to be getting is everything I'm showing you there, and we've got Happy Holidays. So these are a mix of Christmas and all occasions, so don't think it's just going to be Christmas, but these are the Happy Holidays. So the initial idea is the main big word in the background, for instance, happy, you're going to then be stamping out in a colour. Then the actual brush lettering font, you're going to come along with a darker one. And I say that as that's kind of like the initial idea. You can do whatever colour you want, but for it to stand out, do the big word in a lovely colour and then go really, really dark with that brush lettering straight over the top. But as you can see, they are separate, so you can use them as separate elements if you want. We've then got thank you so very much. So same idea, stamp the thank you in one colour and then go in with so very much within a deeper colour. You can still be doing all your heat embossing, maybe you want to use your quick dry, that's up to you, but we've got hello, from me to you, you've got that one. See when that happens, Corrine, see when someone says hello, do you think of Adele or do you think of
Lionel Richie?
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm Adele.
Wow.
Yeah. Nicola? Lionel Richie? Oh yeah, I'm outnumbered. But I just hear Adele's voice when I say hello. Then we have got happy birthday here. So whether you want to go in with the birthday, maybe you want to be mixing and matching with other sentiments within this collection, you can do, but you've got that happy, you've got that birthday. We've got thinking of you, who we can then use them separate or individual. But even that one there, you can see how striking that of you is on top of the thinking when you go with that deeper tones. But that is a really, really, really lovely way to use them. We've then still got a couple more Christmas wishes. So these are card fronts on their own. You know, if you want to add decoration with your mats, your layers, your papers, your inks, you can do. But really straight onto card blank, maybe a mat and layer or two, and that's all that you need to do. You've got the Merry Christmas as well, maybe going with some of the berries round the side, maybe a few gems, but you've got that option. And that's what it's all about, is options within these ones. So you've got that full 16 elements in total. That's what you're going to get. However, I know what you want to see is what you can create with them. And by golly, there's loads that Corinne's away to show us.
There is. Now, Net might give you a top tip. If you want to do this not as a production line but quite quickly after each other, then you need to be thinking about your quick drying ink. So what you could be doing here, so we've got your hello from me to you, you'd use your quick drying ink to stamp the hello first, then that would dry, and then you could come in with your other ink. Now that can be your water reactive ink, that can be your pigment ink, then you can create them how you want. But if you don't want to use them one over the other, how fantastic is this one? So we've just used the hello separately, and then we've used from me to you as a diagonal background.
So smart.
That is beautiful, isn't it? So personalised, so unique. Then look at this. Bring it in with your other collections. So we've toned the colours. So we've used, again, the quick drying ink to create the background, and then your other ink on the front. I'm just trying to say. So they've just used, they've used both quick drying inks, pink tulip and plum jam on there. But look at this, by bringing it in with your other collections. Have you got the topper pads, paper piecing, your flowers, your foam? They're all going to work perfectly. And again, another one here where we haven't used them as the traditional way. So we've used the birthday 3 times with a happy cross. Again, I love that one.
Do you know what that reminds me of as well is, obviously I wasn't here for launch day, but with Wake Up Call, some of the effects that Gwen was Gwen was doing earlier on, so you can do that with your brush lettering on top if you want.
Create your backgrounds and then go over the top with those. Then look at this, your thank you on your Z fold, absolutely gorgeous. Again, thank you, and then your inks over the top, just to show you how it looks a little bit different. So just so you know, when you get these, you'll have pink packs, which I would call your everyday. So that's your thank yous, your hellos, and all of that. Then you've got your teal packs, or your mint packs, which are your Christmas ones.
Yeah, they are.
So you've got your Christmas, season's greetings, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. Just so that you know, it's just really useful to see. And then, well, there we go, we've got another Z fold, Merry Christmas. Can you see in there? And look at that, highlighted the Christmas with a white pen. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very subtle. Now, if you want to, you can go in with your pigment inks, and we've heat embossed both words on there. Doesn't that look beautiful? I love that colourway. It's a gorgeous colour for Christmas, isn't it? And this looks like you've gone in with your pens and brush lettered over the top. That's so classy.
Yeah, because you can use them for the bottom of your cards.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have to be like you say, they don't have to be the main bit. No. They can just be your sentiment on the bottom. How about like that? Oh, let me go the wrong way. There we go. Season's greetings. And again, with your glittery embossing powders. Now, I had to save this one to the end because I just think this one is so beautiful. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I think that's all I can say about that one.
Absolutely.
Wow. I just think that is such a beautiful, beautiful card.
It really, really is. And within these ones here, within that full set, you know, because you've got the Christmas one, you do guarantee Christmas delivery. However, just to say as well, if maybe you only wanted the Christmas, or maybe you only wanted the everyday, you can head across onto the website. So you can get your Christmas and the everyday one. Each of them have got 50% off in their own individual bundle there. It is a $15.98 here in the UK, or $19.96. Is it you said? Yeah, just it cut off the end of the 9 there on my one. So that actually works out as you're buying 2 and you're getting 2 free. So maybe you don't quite want to go for that full bundle, maybe you only want the all occasion, maybe you just want the Christmas. Best value, of course, is in a whole, but we do give you options. Maybe you just wanted to go for one or the other. So that's those ones. And then we've got Sharon Callis within Cartload as well. These ones being the Heartfelt Greetings collection. 12 elements in total. There really is so much that you can do with these ones other than the initial concept of it. But what Sharon's designed within these ones that we'll see just shortly are super. So what you're going to get within this one is 12 elements, $16.99 or $19.99, Platinum price for everything I'm away to show you is $13.59 or $15.99. Just to say, when it comes on that today's price, you're actually saving over 70% for these ones here. But let's show you the concept of these ones, or the die and stamp form. So what you're going to do, within these ones just here, you're going to cut into your card. The initial idea is it's going to create a dome over the front of your card. So this doesn't actually fully cut out, because you've not got no die cut line there. But then what you've got is you've got the balloons, you've got the parcel, and they're just going to sit snugly over the top, over the bottom there, and that's making it elongated if you want to as well. You don't have to use them, or you can then snip out the sentiment if you want. That's up to you. But you've got your happy birthday. You've also got your sending blessings. So same concept, whereas you've got the sending blessing sentiments, the butterfly at the bottom, and you've got the butterflies at the top as well. Do make sure that you check out Sharon Callis's Facebook, and she's also on Insta as well as TikTok. You can then see lots of different things that you could be making with all of our products, but certainly within this one here, the Heartfelt Greetings. I love this one giving you that stitch effect all the way around, thinking of you, and you've got your little flowers there. These are tulips, aren't they? And these ones here, yes, they are. Or the daffodils. Daffodils. I suppose they could be. Well, see, I'm not good with my flowers either, but.
You don't know daffodil from a tulip. Sorry.
What can you make, Corrine?
Hey, what can you make? I don't know. I've not got any samples.
I know. I've done that on purpose. You can play that game. Here we go. Yeah. So do check out. Actually, I've got a few on my Facebook page, but check out Sharon Callis's. Just go into search Heartfelt Greetings. You'll find them on YouTube as well. But you're going to get all of that. Lots of things that you can do with them. $13.59 platinum or $15.99 for them ones. So that's one. We're then going to go in with our spiral pop-outs here. Are you ready for the price? Platinum price.
Wow.
£12.49. These should be $12.99 each or $14.95 each. You're getting them all for £12.46 platinum or $14.35 platinum. And these are exactly as they say, they're spiral pop-out die collection. So you're going to get 25 elements in total here. Now when it comes to these ones here, this is how these cut out. But then what you're going to do is you're going to attach them, and they're a really nice fun aspect to the center of your cards. Maybe you're not one for writing a lot of sentimental words. Maybe you're not one for popping little verses or that, but you want something fun. You can put the spiral pop outs. You can start to use them in projects if you want to, but then we've got the star spiral. These are ones that I would start to chop out and then use them in different ways, but what you're going to find is these actually do die cut separate. It looks as though it's one die. It is one die, but the die cut's separate. You're just going to add a dot of glue into the centers. All of these are across on our YouTube, of course, but then you're going to get that spiral pop-out factor here. Going to go in with maybe some of your texture cardstocks, your pattern papers. I mean, this one, Corrine, in the middle of a card where you've done the Be Beautiful collection.
Oh, how gorgeous.
Something like that.
Or the gorgeous paper piecing one.
Absolutely.
Be Happy Today.
Yeah, really good idea, that one. And then little embellishment dies as well. So this one you've got Be Happy. I love the structured straight font that you get within these ones here. But you've got the little bumblebees and the florals. So that one being the honeycomb. We've now got our flower, this one here as well. And this is how that'll start to look within the middle. And then last but by no means least, we've got the balloon. I know this was always a favourite of many people that got these in the past, and the way that these die cut, they're actually die cut at a little curvature, so that means you can then position them just at the back of the balloons. So you've got that sentiment form that's just popping out when it comes to the balloons. All of that, even at today's price, being $15.58 or $17.94, I mean, look at that saving, £62.36 or $71.76, 80% off. So that today's price is just phenomenal. But if you are platinum, or this might be your very first purchase on Crafters Companion's website after joining Club Inspire, you get your 20% off first order, which gives you all of this for $12.46 or $14.35. These, have you seen these ones before?
I haven't. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the samples, and how about this? So if you open up the card, it just pops. So you think to yourself, well, how can it be? It can be up to there and then come back. So if I show you on here, just there, I don't know if you can see, it's joined. So you've got, for this one, you've got the one balloon type shape and then the other, and then you join them in the middle. Let me see if I can show you on another one. So this is how it works. So that you've got the mirror image, this one has been, we've just joined it, just there. So that you've got the flower on one side and the flower on the other, and then it pops. Or you've got the star. How fantastic is that?
Isn't it?
Just pops out of the middle. We've got our heart, and I love them. When you put them together, you can almost feel them click back together.
You
and
can,
again,
yeah.
That one just joins just in the centre there. I think sometimes, oh wow, look at this one. Ready? We can open this one, and then, wow, the butterflies just pop out. Sometimes you just got to turn it around so you can see them. Aren't they beautiful? I think I've got another butterflies one there. There we go, and then it's just good. This is going to, you're going to be going and looking at your papers that you've got. You're going to this. Go and find your other dies that you've got. Mix and match. So there's this hello. I think that was from that circular one. Mix and match them around. Or like say the bees. How about that? And like you say, you can then put your sentiments on there. You could, you could be creating gorgeous papers to be putting these together. It's so much fun. But at that price,
I know.
Wow, that's, you're only paying for just more than one set and you're getting 6 sets.
Yeah. I know.
Absolutely amazing.
Do you know what's lovely as well? And it's refreshing to see, obviously, if many wasn't aware of Corrine's work before she joined Crafters Companion, fantastic crafter for, many, many years. But it's lovely to see because there's many products that you have used in the past, and then there's many that you haven't. So getting to see, your instant reaction to some of the products, it's fresh eyes, even some of the demonstrations that you've done that even we're like, never would have thought of that.
That's it.
And it's lovely.
Everybody puts a different slant on, and that's what's so lovely about having that mix, and about bringing all our guests in as well.
Exactly.
So we get so many different ways.
Absolutely it is. So, trust me when I say, yes, we get inspired from all of you at home and you share your things, but we get inspired by all of us on the team as well. If that wasn't enough when it comes to the ideas that Corrine was just showing you there, we have got a full hour of incredible inspiration that does come from creative expressions. It does, of course, come from Gwen. She's going to be here just in a moment for a full hour of crafty, colouring, inky fun before Corrine comes back for the final hour of Cartload, where we're going to have a look at today's launch day. Going to give you the chance to go and check out your baskets. If you do want to know a little more about Club Inspire, because that Scottish guy, Craig Laird, just keeps banging on about it, here's the boss, she'll tell you all about it.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Make your die cutting tools last as long as your love for crafting with the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates. Your metal dies are put under lots of pressure with each pass through your Gemini die cutting machine. So to make sure they cut crisp, clean, delicate designs for years to come, you need to look after your dies, and that's where the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates come in.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
There you go. There's another one of our quick buys. Yeah. So here we go. Full hour now. Final hour of creative expressions. Gwen's back again. How have you found today?
I'm having such a lovely time. It's been fantastic. And what's really lovely is the response from all of you out there. And it's so lovely that you're interacting and sending in messages and you're enjoying what we're giving you. So yeah, bring it on.
Yeah,
more of the same.
And that's what we're always really proud of as well, is the fact is we're so interactive. You know, we always have either an iPad or a phone with the comments going so that we can ask the questions, just give you the feedback as well. Because even as demonstrators, you know, we love that feedback to know that, it's nice to know that, you know, some people maybe a little bit scared of the inks, but then showing you were showing earlier on how simple it can be. Don't overcomplicate it. You can if you want, but sometimes you just need that, and getting that instant feedback straight away, it really does help. The comments all throughout today as well, although I wasn't on the launch day section when you were in, I was at home, I was watching. The comments were lovely again. Just nice, it's refreshing. So many people know creative expressions, or maybe some of the Americans know of creative expressions, and they just love to see what you've been doing with the inks, you know, because we cover a lot of things here at Crafters Companion, but seeing you focusing on the die cutting with the inks and how messy you can get without it being overly messy.
Yeah, it's a different take
kind of makes sense.
Die cutting, I suppose, isn't it?
It really does.
Using dyes, but bringing in all the lovely inky stuff that I like to use as well.
Yeah. So, where did your love of crafting first start? Have you always been crafting? You know, for anyone that didn't see the earlier shows.
So, as a child, yes, I was always tinkering with something or other. Might have been a car engine, or my brother was into cars and mechanicking and what have you. But crafting wise, from being a small child, I've always loved to create something. It's that innate need to create something and make something, I think, isn't it? We all have it. Not everybody's lucky enough to fulfill it, but so I started with decorative egg craft in my teens, and through that learned lots of other crafts, one of them being rubber stamping, and that took over my world. I just fell in love with rubber stamping, and that must be 30 odd years ago. And that's developed into general paper craft and all of the things that have come along since, and of course die cutting. I remember it starting and thinking, oh, what are these? We don't need these. And look at us now.
Look at us now, eh?
And stamping's changed as well, the style of stamps. We've got clear stamps. When I started, it was all wood-mounted rubber stamps, of course. So I've seen lots of changes, and it's all been very exciting, and it's just, it keeps the inspiration flowing.
That's
it keeps
true.
the excitement flowing. And it's just lovely to be a part of. It's such a social thing to do, and that side of it's lovely as well. I mean, I've got a lot of customers of my own, and I count a lot of them as friends now, and it's just lovely. That's the way it goes. Yeah,
because you know you're on social media, but you've got your own shop as well. You know, so people can come and then that's where you get that face-to-face interaction, and that's where I think when it comes to crafting itself, I know there's many times social media can get a negative side to it, but I think when it comes to crafting, the craft industry, that creativeness. It's phenomenal the way you can share.
The willingness to share, that's what it's all about. For me, I love to share. I've got bank of knowledge from gathered over, you know, a long time. I'm not going to say how many years. And there's no point keeping it to myself, is there? You know, I love to share it and help other people get the best out of the products that they're spending their hard-earned money on, really.
That's it, yeah. And that was funny enough, when we were in Wake Up Call earlier, I'd asked you a question, someone had says, can they replicate what you've done? Exactly, because we get asked that as well. There is some people out there that don't always want their makes to be recreated. For me, it's about sharing. If you want to do exactly what you do, you go for it.
No problem with that at all.
Or add your own spin, and that's a great thing about it. And that's what you can do with Creative Expressions. Crafters Companion, Creative Expressions, you know, kind of have been friends, you know, they've been close, you know, with Sarah and the boss at Creative Expressions for a wee while. So it's now nice that we've had Jamie, we've got yourself. I know, really good friends with Francois as well on the team.
Francoise.
Yeah, I know.
You must get it.
I know.
It's the
I need to get it
feminine
right.
Francoise.
I know. It's just, but if she's just watching her, I'll probably message going, you got it wrong again. But yeah, I know you do have a great team as well.
We do.
So we are going to have a look. I'm going to give Gwen her space so she can do all of our techniques and that. What we are going to be doing is having a look as well at the Creative Expressions. This is the 6-piece one-liner die collection here. If you didn't see them earlier on, they're so much fun, really, really versatile in what you can be doing with these ones. These ones are your £60.99 or $103.49. Even though this is Creative Expressions, under Club Inspire, you're still going to get your discount. If you're going in with the Platinum, you are £48.79 or $82.79. That also goes for, if you're not in Club Inspire, it's completely free to join, but your very first order, you're going to get 20% off, which is the Platinum price. So if you are new to us on Crafters TV, but you're a huge fan of Creative Expressions, and you want some of the elements that are on today's show that Gwen's shown you, what I would say, join Club Inspire. As I say, it's free to join. And if all you were to do was purchase Creative Expressions, you know, over the weeks and over the months, you're still going to get your Club Inspire discount as well. So you're not going to lose anything. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. That's where you need to go, but this one being the 6-piece one-liner die collections. So what we've got within these ones here is the boards within these ones. Now these really, really do show off the dies perfectly. They're called the one-liner die collection because what you've got within the love hearts, if you start at one area and you follow it all the way around, it is one continuous line. So you've got that detail within that curvature, within that flow, very much like your old style peel-offs. So if you were to do them in your adhesive sheets, you can, but between Wake Up Call and Launch Day, Gwen was showing you many different things that you can do, as well as the finished samples, but you've got a few additional elements too. We've got the bow within this one as well, so that continuous line that runs all the way throughout. Really easy if you do want to do paper piecing, which we have been featuring quite a lot today on Crafters TV because of our Launch Day collection, but you can be using them for all different occasions. You can then, of course, start to cherry pick sections if you want to, do them onto your pattern paper. Maybe you want to get all inky like Gwen's been showing you with many of the Creative Expression ink or water-based inks. That is exactly what you can do with them. You've also got your balloons within these ones here. So start to use the die cut elements that comes out. You can then go onto YouTube and you can save the shows that Gwen's been featured in so that you can save them and go back to. But I mean, even, you know, we do a lot of butterflies within many of our collections because when it comes to crafting, you certainly think of butterflies. I've never seen butterflies like these ones before. Even when it comes to this, I suppose, even though it's 3, I suppose you could still kind of call it a little kaleidoscope of butterflies, couldn't you? Even those 3 are one continuous one line. So you've got your separate butterflies too, but when it comes to these ones as well, we will show you some finished samples, but I just think it's key that we do get to go in and see what we can be doing. But with everything there, Platinum price £48.79 or $82.79. I'm going to have another look at the comments because they've gone crazy again now that you're on, Gwen. What are we going to do to start with?
I am going to get inky, of course. So I'm going to use the butterfly die, but initially I want to create my backgrounds.
Okay.
So I'm going to be using the Cosmic Shimmer Intense Pigment Stains.
Fab.
These are bottles of really concentrated water-based ink, super vibrant colours, I always love an ink like this when it starts life concentrated because you can water it down.
That's true, yes.
If you start with a weak ink, you can't concentrate it up.
No.
So I love these because they give you that versatility. And I'm going to be using citrus lime, sunflower yellow, and teal ocean. And I'm going to create an inky background with a mop-up technique on my craft mat here. So I'm just going to add a few drops directly onto my mat.
Okay.
And then add a little bit of water and then bring in my cardstock to mop that up.
Right.
So let's get that down. Now this time, if you were watching earlier, you saw me do something similar.
Yeah.
But this time, I don't want the first print that I take.
Okay.
Because I want to do a slightly different technique and I don't want it quite so strong.
Right.
All right, so I'm adding some water. That's going to help the ink to flow more. I'm going to take my first print. Now this would have done for the sample I did this morning, and I will use it for that again. Okay. So this is going to be the first print, okay? Vibrant and strong and really beautiful. Let me just pop this onto some paper and put it over here.
Just so that I'm not interrupting each time with your demo, Gwen, just to say what you find Gwen using, you're going to find, well, either at the side of your screen or the bottom of your screen, but we'll go over it later on, but just so I don't keep interrupting Gwen, you're going to find the elements she's using just on your screen.
So what I've got left on my mat, you can see, is a lot more sort of dispersed. And that's what I want. I want a more speckled appearance to this piece. So I'm going to pop another clean piece of card down, and again I'm going to pick up the ink that's left on here.
Right, okay.
And that, look how different that is.
It really is.
I do want a little bit more. You can always add a bit more water and you can always add a bit more ink. So, but you can't take it away, that's the thing.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Now I'm happy with that, and I'm going to speed up the drying of that. Oh, and I'm not plugged in again, sorry.
Oh, no problem at all. And that's the thing, you know, even if you were to replicate the same card, because you're going to get that different backdrop of the ink, it is going to be unique every single time.
Absolutely. And what I'm going to do with this, I still want to use the ink that's on my mat here, so I'm just quickly drying this off. It won't be completely dry, but it'll allow me to do my next little technique. And that's to pick up the spots. So where it's really solid, I want to try and get some texture.
Right.
So I can do that by dipping in. Look.
Oh wow, okay.
How fab is that? And let's do that again. So you can build layers. As long as you dry it in between, you can build layers into this. You could bring in another colour. You just have to be careful that you don't create a muddy finish.
Right, okay.
If you mix too much, you'll get a mud, and that's probably not a great look.
I suppose if that was to happen, you can maybe just set it to the side in your box, couldn't you? And if you were doing something with
something else, absolutely.
Foliage or something, couldn't you?
I always say to people, if you get a panel that you've inked that you're not altogether happy with, die cut something out of it, because it will give you something really beautiful. And it might not be what you intended in the first place, but it'll still be lovely. So I've just got a couple of spots I'm going to mop up, where it's a little bit wet. But that's going to increase the texture even more. Now I'm happy with that, so I'm going to stop. And that's the other trick, is knowing when to stop. So I'm just going to clean up my mat, get rid of that excess ink, and then we can progress with our sample.
And it's that satisfying feeling. I was about to say, it's a satisfying feeling if, you know, you like something different every time. If you like structure, if you love the same design every single time, this isn't going to be the technique for you, is it? No, when it comes to these, because it's going to be completely different. But that's the thing. Change and do what Gwen's just done there, but changing the colours, again, it looks completely different.
All right, so next I'm going to cut the butterflies from a piece of plain white cardstock. And I'm going to get these sort of fluttering across diagonally, so, you know, just a little bit of movement there created by the angle you use the die at. That's always interesting as well. And we're going to pop this through the Gemini, which is going to give us a beautiful clean cut.
Brilliant. So some of these, the Enchanted Pigment Stain, so the citrus lime is on your screen there, 19 mils, $2.99 or $4.50. We will go through them just after Gwen's done our demonstration, but all the prices are exactly the same and they are all individual.
So there we have the die cut Where's my tool? Here we are. In white, but this isn't what I want on this occasion. What I want is the aperture that I've created by cutting it, but I do need to clean my die out so that I can cut it again. So you just check you've got all the little bits and pieces out. So these bits I don't need. They will of course be usable on another project.
Right.
Nothing is wasted, but what I want to be able to do is put in a coloured outline into this. So I'm going to take an inky panel that I've already done. I've got one here that's completely dry because that won't be completely dry just yet.
No.
And if you pop it through with a dye while it's slightly damp, your cardstock's likely to tear and separate. So just make sure it's completely dry. So I can choose which bit of this, you know, I might like a bit more green or I might like a bit more blue or yellow. I think I quite like it there. So I'm going to cut that.
Yeah, loving that.
Let's pop some tape on just to hold it in place. Got it the right way up.
It's the choices that it gives you as well, just by
I know,
cherry
that's the
picking that
thing.
section, isn't it?
Well, that's again, you might have parts, like I think this one's a bit too green for what I had in mind.
Yeah.
But I can cut my butterflies up here in the blue. So you do have a lot of choice. And as I said earlier, when I start doing things like this, I tend to do lots of backgrounds all in one go and then clean up and then start.
Yeah, see, that was the sort of thing I would do as well. I would follow your lead there.
Yeah, so again, I've got that aperture. I could, if I wanted to, use that plain outline back into there and pop a nice background behind it. That's one option. But I actually want the outline from this in the coloured inks and the infill. So I'm just going to get this out of the die. Make sure I've got all the bits that I need.
Good up.
And what I'm going to do is put it back into here. So I've got this coloured outline going on. Now I need something to hold that in place. I could put a background and then just glue it.
Right.
But I'm going to use double-sided adhesive because I can, because I've got some.
Yeah. I mean, even that, just on your craft mat, Gwen, looks so effective, having that square of white, but with the colour with the butterflies, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'm going to show you what, I did do it earlier, apologies if you've watched it and you've seen it again, but it never does any harm to see something twice.
No, not at all.
I'm going to take off one layer from the protective backing. This is sticky and this is not. Make sure you observe which side faces the sticky when you release it, when you peel it off. And then pop it so it's the side that was against the sticky is face up.
Got you.
And don't stick that to your own finger. And pop that underneath the die cut aperture with the die cut face down.
Right.
That is so that when I put this adhesive on the back of here, it's not going to stick to what's underneath because it would otherwise.
Right, yeah.
So I've got the release sheet, which is going to release. If I hadn't put that there, it would have stuck to anything else that was underneath.
I've got
you
you,
with
yeah.
me? So there we are. So this is now sticky. And now I can place back in that beautiful inky outline. And it just sits perfectly. It's really easy to pop it back in. Look at that.
It looks it as well. You know how sometimes you can see things that appear easy, but aren't always, but just that ease of slotting it in there.
So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to glitter the butterflies, and I need to use one of our superfine glitters. This is the Sparkle Star, which is a white one, which is just lovely.
Okay, doc.
Usable all year round. Obviously for your wintry scenes, it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to burnish that in with my finger so that all those little sticky areas are covered in that superfine glitter. And then just tap off the excess and you can gather that back when you've got a minute.
Yeah, I have to say as well, it was a previous show that I'd done, it was someone else on our team, I can't remember who it was that had said, and both of us had said, many of you that are watching can vouch for what I'm away to say here, we did say live, when it comes to glitter, we absolutely firmly believe that Cosmic Shimmer, Creative Expressions do the best glitter out there in the market.
Well, I would say that, but I'm biased.
Yeah. But
you know, they are. As a retailer, obviously, I come across a lot of different brands, and I wouldn't stock it if I didn't think it was good.
Right, that's that's good to know.
And I do stock it.
Yeah.
So. Right, now I'm going to do something slightly different with this one. Just let me get rid of loose glitter. A good flick. Always does it. Now what I want to do here, I'm going to work from the back, and I'm going to take the back off my double-sided adhesive to reveal the other side of the sticky sheet.
Right.
Okay. And I'm going to put these brightly coloured butterfly fillers to the back. So these are going to now be behind the glitter. But I haven't had to use any glue.
Wow.
So I'm going to pop this back into its frame, but from the back. Are you with me?
100% with you. Yeah, that is absolutely awesome. Both Georgina and Nicola in the gallery have said they've never seen something so amazing before.
Thank you. Well, you obviously haven't spent enough time with me, have you? So let's pop this back in.
They're saying you have to come back, Gwen.
Oh, I'd love
vouch for
to.
that.
Thank you. It's better than being told you're not coming back again.
Oh no, you're
isn't it?
definitely coming back. We want you back.
Can you imagine? Don't have her back.
You don't worry about that. No, ain't going to happen.
All right, so just bear in mind that this is sticky, so be careful where you put it. But when I reveal this, so you've now got sparkly but coloured butterflies.
Oh
Because
my word.
your adhesive is clear, of course, so you can put things behind it and on top of it. That's good, isn't it?
That is, I'm going to say what Nicola's just said there, that is mind-blowing.
Oh, it's very gracious.
Really,
Thank you.
really is. And even in all the years I've been crafting as well, I've never seen something like that, Gwen.
Wow, really?
That is so cool and
Aw.
so smart.
Well, I'm glad I've surprised you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
lovely.
you have.
All right, I've got a base card matted with some nice aqua cardstock, and it's a 7x7 square base. And I'm going to pop that butterfly panel as centrally as I can get it. Don't need extra glue because I've still got that double-sided sticky sheet on the back, apart from where the butterflies were. So it's going to stay in place. Now, my frame, I've been a bit naughty because I've used a die that we haven't brought you today. This is one of Sue Wilson's. It's one of my absolute favourites. It's called Squared Squares.
Right.
And it's a series of these frames that cut a square with all these little squares.
Yeah.
And I just love it. So what I've actually done, when I've made my panel, this panel, I've cut strips off it and then laid them to the back where these holes are. So these are just pieces.
So it's just strips,
just strips. I could have put a whole sheet behind, but it would have been very wasteful.
That's very true. Yeah, you're right.
And I can't show it you because I've got foam tape on the back. But that's all I've done is cut half-inch strips and pop them behind the windows in that frame. So you may have other fancy dies that have fancy edges.
Yeah, you could do, yeah.
That you could do this too. I mean, one of the butterfly samples I've done on a hexagon, and that's got a fancy filigree frame.
Right.
That would have looked amazing with these strips behind it as well. So I'm just getting the back off this foam.
I'm not taking away anything from what you've just done there, but what Georgina and Nicola, and I know exactly what you mean, what they're also blown away by, that little piece of self-adhesive sheet, how many steps that has covered.
Yep.
Within that one little piece of the demo.
Absolutely.
So what's
We're
that,
all
about
about
3 steps,
making
4
your crafty
steps?
life
Yeah.
as easy as possible. And if you can find a little crafty hack like that, why not? So now I can centralise this onto my mat that's already mounted on the card and pop that down, and suddenly all that vibrant colour comes together. And then just to finish, I've got a couple of little finishing touches. We have for you today, I don't know if we discovered whether we'd got them or not, but I did bring some paper boutique embellishments. So I've got sequins and I've got little gems.
Right.
And I'm just going to scatter these around this piece.
There's so many things, so many tips I'm going to take away from watching you and working with you today, Gwen, and that is also one of them. I love little gems and I love pearls, but what I always do is tend to like 3 of them in the corners. But by watching you just nicely scatter them about, what a really, really lovely way to do that.
Well, I quite like random. Some people don't cope too well with it, and that's fine. We're all different.
Yes.
I do put things in straights. You saw me earlier do 1, 2, 3. You know, we might do 1, 2, 3. But I also like this random scatter.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little more free-flowing, a little more organic, and it suits the style of the butterfly die in my head.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So just a few little crystal gems from that lovely set as well. And then to finish off, what I've got is Best Wishes. Now I'm going to go back to my inky sheet.
Right.
Let me get that outline out there. And I want to cut Best Wishes out of this same inky thing. So you can see where I'm going. Everything's going to coordinate.
Yeah.
And you can choose which section you cut from. Let's put the best up there. And
What am I way to say as well, Gwen, and believe you me, this is meant as a compliment, our comments have gone so quiet. When that happened, that is because the viewers are forgetting to comment, they're forgetting to chat away because they're absolutely engrossed with what's happening.
well, that's lovely. I'm glad you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I really hope that I've inspired you to have a go yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And, well, I know many at
all
home
about.
will, but I'm even itching to have a go as well. Loving it.
Just get your inks out and play. And you know what? How I started doing all this sort of thing, do you remember when you used to get an ink pad and you could always get the re-inker?
That's right, yeah.
Well, we used to have some fantastic dye-based ink pads from Adirondack, and they made re-inkers. And I suddenly realised that this was basically a liquid ink in a bottle, and why couldn't I use it to paint with? Or why couldn't I use it to make a spray from? And that's what set me off with these sorts of ideas.
Yeah.
And that's sort of developed now. So whenever I find a liquid ink, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this and I can do that. And I'm just off in my own little world.
And then it's amazing to just see where you're, you know, and this, I know this might sound daft as well, maybe you'll understand what I'm saying. Yes, you're thinking about what you're doing, because that's what you're doing when creative, but sometimes you can get to the end of the project and you think, wow, I've just been in a world of my own, I've just enjoyed just creating, and you've come out with whatever this masterpiece is.
Exactly. And it's going to be slightly different every time because of that random nature of the inks. You can't really dictate how the ink's going to spread about.
Right, yeah.
But you can match your colours, and you know, you can obviously match your techniques. So I'm just going to pop the wishes down here. And then I'm going to squeeze the best in as well.
So the few comments we have had, Val is saying it's been great to have Gwen in the show, showing different techniques. I hope she comes back. That's Val in Southampton. We hope so too. As Nicola's just said, Gwen's got no choice now in that matter. Anna's saying, gorgeous. Evelyn's saying that frame looks gorgeous. Mary is saying, such a fabulous technique. Once again, Gwen, that's a compliment when I say there's very little comments. That happens when people are absolutely engrossed in the demo.
That's lovely, thank you so much. And there we have the finished one. And just let me grab my original. They're not a million miles apart, are they? But
look at that, yeah.
There we are.
Isn't that exquisite? Phenomenal.
I love the vibrancy of those colours. Those inks are amazing.
That's it. And
you get nothing else, treat yourself to those.
Yeah, I would agree with you there as well. And actually, I'm going to say as well, you said to me earlier on when myself and Corrine explained demo of the show and demo of the day, you know, when you said you were bringing out the big guns to win demo of the day, you weren't joking, were you?
Vote.
Yeah, I love Corrine. Vote, absolutely, vote for what Gwen's just done there. Rightio, and that is why I don't always like to interrupt Gwen or whoever's demonstrating, so that you can see exactly what you're doing and what you can then be getting. So yes, the details have been on the screen that Nicola's been popping up, but let's have a look. While Gwen gets herself sorted for our next demo, we're going to have a look at the pigment stains here. So we don't have the bottles, but what we do have is these little boards here to give you an idea of what the colours are. So all of these, they're all individual. So the Cosmic Shimmer Intense Pigment Stain. So going in with the Teal Ocean first of all, which is this one here. So every one of them individually, $2.99 or $4.50. Platinum comes down to £2.39 or $3.60. So starting off with the Teal Ocean, you might also want to go with the Citrus Lime. Or you might also want to go for, or treat yourself to the Bluebell. So that's first three you might want to pick from. Then we have got the Sage Green. We've then got the Cocoa Bean. And then we've also got the Sunflower Yellow. So all of these ones here, 19ml in each of the bottles you're getting. All of them are the same price individually. So you might want to go for all 6. You might want to cherry pick on your colour theme. That's up to yourself. You've got that option. And then we're going to go in with the, which was the next one we're going to go in for? We're going to go in with these ones now. So we're going to go in with the Cosmic Shimmer Colourful Crystal Tints. Now, starting off, once again, these are all individual that you might want to treat yourself to, but these are the 6 colours that we've got. All of them individually are £3.50 or $5. Platinum price comes down to £2.80 or $4. Each of them are the exact same price. So down here we have got, well actually let's start at our lime. We've got our lime Peridot here. So we've got our lime Peridot, we've got our Tanzanite blue, we've got our orange garnet, then sticking to the same side, we've got our blue aquamarine, we've got our pure amethyst, and then last but by no means least, we've got pink topaz within that one there. So we've got 6 to choose from. You can go for all 6, or you might just want to do a little bit of cherry picking. That's up to you, but you've got the option there. And then these were the ones where I was saying when it comes to your glitters, I absolutely firmly believe, and I've said it live on there before on Crafters TV, Cosmic Shimmer, Creative Expressions do the best phenomenal glitters. And these are all, once again, each of them are all the same price. They're all individual, £3.50 or $3.99 or $6. Platinum price comes down to £3.19 or $4.80. All of them 10 mils as well. Starting off with the ice blue. I'm going to give that a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful there? So you've got your ice blue you might want to go for. Maybe you want to go for your pale bronze. We've got lavender. Then sticking to the same down, we've got antique rose down here. We've got the sparkle star. And then we've also got the hunter green. So that's the 6 that you can choose from as well. Just to say that sparkle star, I believe that was the one that Gwen used at the back of the butterflies. So there are those ones. And then these are kind of some of the elements you'll have seen Gwen using throughout today. But then what about the sentiments as well? So these ones here, these are going to complement the die collection that Gwen has brought today, and these are all the one liner. So this is the sentiment die set. So you're going to get 10 dies in total here, and you've got that lovely continuous flow when it comes to the sentiment, when it comes to the die piece. You can then do a little bit of play on words if you want to, but within these ones here, you've got best wishes, you've got hello, you've got celebrate, you've got just because for you, happy birthday, and thank you. So within that full set there where you're getting the 10 dies, £25.99 or $45. You're going to be saving 10% on these ones. If you are platinum, you're going to get that down to £20.79 or $36. If you do want to go for some of them individually, you absolutely can do when it comes to the dies. $4.99 here in the UK or $8.75 for you guys stateside. These are available for you guys across Central Europe in euros. You just need to go to .eu. All 3 of them being crafterscompanion.com, .co.uk and .eu for you guys Central Europe. We've done away with shop the show, just go into shop the day. You can go into the Creative Expressions kind of own store on our website and you can see everything else that we've got, but seeing what Gwen has been using and featured throughout today, you're going to find on shop the day as well as everything on Wake Up Call, Launch Day and Cartload as well. So now that we've done that little bit of a shopping list for you that we're watching Gwen within that last demo, Gwen, what are we going to do now?
So actually I'm sticking with the Intense Pigment Stains.
Brilliant.
And I'm going to work with the balloons, and I'm going to show you a neat little trick with some double-sided tape. So I'm going to show you a different way to use the Intense Pigment Stains. So I've got a little palette here.
Okay.
And I'm going to work with the Sunshine Yellow. So I'm going to put a little bit of that into one of the wells.
Right.
The Citrus Lime. And this time I'm bringing in the Cocoa Bean.
Okay.
And then I've got here just some water and a paintbrush. And I'm actually going to not particularly add water, but I am going to have the brush wet.
Right.
And I'm just going to dip that into the Intense Pigment Stain. I'm going to start with the yellow. And this again is just normal cardstock, but you can obviously do this on watercolour card. And I'm just going to do a wishy-washy, painty background. Okay. When you clean your brush, you should have one pot for cleaning and one pot for super cleaning. You'll understand why in a mo.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into the lime citrus and I'm going to blend across the border and bring that further down the card. So you can decide where your colours blend. So I'm going to go into there. Now as I clean my brush, this water is going to get dirtier and dirtier. And if I was to go back into my paint with that, I would add contamination from that.
I see, yeah.
So if you then go into clean water, you know you're going in with a completely clean brush. Just a tip.
Yeah, no, and that's a really good tip as well, because you don't want to spend that time doing the blend, do you? And you get it a bit mucky and dirty.
Exactly. And then the cocoa bean, you can see it's a beautiful, strong coffee colour. It's just lovely. So just working left to right, but not right to the edges of the card. Leave those edges just, you know, showing the brush marks a little bit. I quite like that effect.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't like is I've got some feathering happening here. That's all right. Let's clean the brush off. Take off as much water as we want. And I'm just going to go back into my citrus lime and I'm going to come back over that blend and just work it down.
Just for anyone that's maybe not heard feathering before, what does that mean when it comes to doing the blending? So
because this is wet on wet, when you put another colour down, that colour wants to go to where it's wet.
Right,
so it bleeds, or feathers as I call it, into the previous panel. And I didn't want it to have that effect particularly. It's not crucial, but that's just where I was going.
Okay.
So that's my background. I'm just going to mist it a little bit to keep it flat. If you only wet one side of your card, it's always going to bow. And when you're working with ink, you don't want it running off the sides. So if you wet the back, it stays flat.
That's a good tip.
So I'm bringing in my fan brush and I'm going to go back into the green, pick that up on the fan brush, and I'm going to add some speckles.
So for anyone that was searching for that specific brush, is that what it's called, a fan brush?
It's called a fan brush.
Right.
They tend to be nice and long. These are amazing if you do paint for doing trees and things like that.
Yeah.
But they're just perfect for splattering. Because they're so long, you can get a good torque on the handle. So, and they give really fine speckles, which is lovely. So there we go, I'm happy with that. So let's clean that off. That obviously needs to dry. Let's just tidy up.
There's so many ways you could use that, couldn't you? Like,
yeah, absolutely. We could die cut from that. I'm just going to actually work on top of it with what I'm doing here. So let me just make sure I've got the lids on those so I don't spill them. Right, so let's do some die cutting. I've got several bits I need to do. On the balloon set, you have your main balloons, but you also have 2 other separate balloons and a string. So that's what I want to cut out of this blue cardstock. And then I also want to cut a happy birthday out of some card. Now what I'm going to do here is put my double-sided adhesive onto the front. Now this is something people struggle to get their head around. So I'm just attaching the double-sided adhesive to a piece of card.
Right.
So the sticky side has gone against the card. It's still got the second piece of the protective backing in place.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to die cut this with that sticky adhesive sheet going into the die.
Right.
Are you with me?
I am, yeah.
So when I take this out of the die, it will be sticky on the front.
I see.
And this is
okay.
going to allow me to pop glitter onto that. So I can glitter my happy birthday die cut. So I'm just going to cut all of these at the same time.
So if you're colour coordinating it with certain colours you've got, it's a good way of doing it, isn't it?
And it gives your die cuts a whole nother lease of
It does.
life.
It really does. And it's even these little bits, you know, you might have your packs of self-adhesive sheets. I know I do. I've got strips left over because we don't bin them.
I always keep the bits, and I do think sometimes, is that ever going to come in? But usually they do. You've actually got a card over there, Craig, which is black with the heart, a pink glittered heart.
Okie doke, I shall have a look.
And that's how I've done it. I've put the adhesive on the front of the card and cut it and then glittered it.
Is it this one?
No, it's black.
Oh, black.
Black and pink.
You did say black, didn't you?
Black and pink.
Yes, you did, Nicholas, you did, yes. Okie doke.
I think you've got it, or have I got it here?
Was it this one?
That's it.
That's it.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
So that's been done the same way. So I've put adhesive onto the card and then put the die onto the adhesive side.
Gotcha. Cool.
And done it from there. So it hasn't quite cut through this. I probably need to put the metal shim on, but I'll show you how to do this. So I'm going to grab my Hunter Green glitter. I've taken the top off the adhesive, so it's now sticky on the front of that die cut.
Right.
And now I can glitter it.
I mean, absolutely awesome to see these different ways in which you can use them.
So you've now got a glittered happy birthday. So you can coordinate that with your project, obviously, to your own desire and your own colour scheme.
That's it. And it's
And
just a nice way to use the glitters in another way as well.
I was just going to say that. It's another way to use your glitters, absolutely. Because I think glitters are underrated and I use them in lots of different ways. So I hope you've understood where I was going with that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now the next thing I need to do is just cut I want the inside of the balloon also tacky so that I can glitter that. So let's just pop some adhesive onto the card, sticky side to the card, other side of the backing looking into the die.
Yes.
So I'll use my metal shim this time just to make sure.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so let's take that into place.
And watching you and seeing you and explaining these different techniques, another reason as well why I'm just keen to keep my chatting to a minimum, just so that we can absolutely see exactly what you're doing. The comments, so everyone's loving seeing them. Absolutely as well, easy to follow your steps, Gwen, as well. So that's what a lot of people are saying, and that's the main thing as well. So yeah, everyone's on board with what you're doing.
All right, so now I've got a sticky balloon. I've also got the outline, but I don't need that for this particular project. What I want is the inside of the balloon. Actually, what happened to my outside? Oh, it's still in there.
Still about.
I'm thinking I've lost a bit.
In the die.
It's in the die. Let's get that out. There we go. Right, so where am I up to? Yeah, so I'm going to take the ice blue and I'm going to glitter the inside bit of the balloon. If I can get the back off, that's always a trick.
It's always the same, isn't it, when you're live? Doing it at home is no bother. Fine, no problem at all. It was actually just quickly as well, last week, Gwen, when I was on Hobby Maker, we had our acetate that's got a clear backing to it, film. At home, no bother at all. I can get that backing off, no issue. However, when it comes to being live, could I get it off? No,
it's always
not
the
at all.
way, isn't it? But, you know, we're only human. So I've got a sparkly balloon. Just let me get rid of this glitter. This is why I always work on a piece of paper. You might be thinking,
it's really
why?
handy, eh?
That's just so I can always gather things clear up easily.
And is that just like inexpensive copier paper?
It is cheap copy paper, yeah. I get through loads of it. So I've got my outer balloon and my string to my balloon. I've got my interior balloon glittered. Let me just put my die safe. I've got my glittered, well, happy. I would have had a birthday as well. And what I want to do now is use double-sided tape. So I'm going to go back to my inky panel.
Okay.
It's still a little bit damp, so I'm just going to put my heat gun on it.
Right, no problem.
Oh, it's all right. I've got one I did earlier. Of course I have. There we are. That's dry. I've not speckled that one, but that's all right. So
Yeah.
where's my tape? Right. So you know sometimes when you use washi tape and you just put 3 strips at the bottom of a card or on the side of a card, or
Yes.
you know, it looks quite nice and it's quite random. Well, I'm going to do that kind of thing, but with double-sided tape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it to the edge there, and I'm going to stretch it part way across, and then I'm going to tear it so it's got a nice little torn edge.
Right.
I'm going to do that again a little bit higher up, and I'm going to vary the lengths of these strips. And I want to put a different angle on the edge of that one. Okay? And then I may as well use that torn edge that I've already got. No, I don't like it. Change it.
What's also been refreshing for me is if, you know, I'm not always on the presenting side, not a lot, I'm always at Gwen's side there. But whether I'm at this side or the demonstrating side, if we've got someone that's demonstrating, I can sometimes see where they're going with their demonstration. What you've done with so many of yours today, Gwen, is I don't know where you're going to go with them. And then you just get that hit of, wow.
Oh, that's really nice. I'm glad I've managed to surprise you.
You are. You
That's
absolutely
cool.
are.
So I'm going to start with my darkest colour, which is going to be the Hunter Green. So I'm going to take off that backing from my double-sided, and I'm going to coat that strip of double-sided tape with the glitter.
With the glitter, okay.
Burnish that down, tap off the excess. If you have a little brush, it doesn't do any harm to just make sure you get rid of any spare bits.
Right, okay,
Just so you don't contaminate. Let me just, I won't clean up because it takes forever, but I'll just pop
No
it
problem.
over here, and I'll grab another bit of paper for my next colour. That's got some ink on it, but never mind.
So that one there was the Hunter's
So that
Green
was
that
the
you
Hunter
used, wasn't
Green,
it? Yeah.
which is the most stunning dark green colour. This card actually, I had in mind it might be a bit more, it's a bit more masculine, I think. But it's still quite modern, quite clean. I think it would suit a young man or perhaps a teen. It's, you know, it's hard finding things for them, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And it is, you know, in this day and age as well, I know, you know, we get it as well, a lot of people, we know that men can like the female styles and the females like the men's styles, but it's still one of the questions we get asked a lot. What sort of things do you do for a male card? Those that want that male styled card, so it's nice that you're able to show us. And not often actually you'll get a male styled card where you've gone in with the inks, you've gone in with some glitters, usually it's maybe a sentiment or a topper, you know, maybe golf or football. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be those sorts of things.
You wouldn't always associate glitter with a man's
You
card,
wouldn't,
would
not
you?
at all.
But if you pick your colours carefully, I think it can work. So I'm just going to do this last strip with the bronze glitter.
Right, okay.
Always rub this glitter down with your finger, it gets a much better finish. You'll notice you can sprinkle it on, but until you burnish it, it doesn't really sparkle. It's that burnishing that makes it sparkle. So there we go.
Doing it quite light, or is there a bit of pressure to it when you do it?
Just rub it. You just rub it down. Yeah. So there we go. Fake washi tape, sparkly washi tape, done with double-sided tape.
Mind blowing. Wow. I'm definitely going to be doing that.
And then I'm going to assemble. So I'm going to attach the string to the balloon first. Just a few spots of glue. It doesn't need to be glued every single step of the way. And I'm going to have that coming up from the glittery strips. Then the surround to the balloon. And we're going to attach this to the string so it looks like it belongs.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the interior of the balloon, which we glittered earlier. Okay.
Look at that.
And then we would have our glittery happy birthday if it had cut properly. So I've got another 10-fold card. This is our 5.5 by 4 1/4
Okay.
American A2. I've got some lovely matching cardstock to what I cut the balloon out of, and that's going to go on there. And when it has its happy birthday on, it looks amazing, and it's speckles. There you go.
Oh, Gwen, that was absolutely fantastic. Every single bit. The crafters really are loving it in the comments for sure as well. Start to pick up now, seeing what you've done within that last demonstration. I think many of you have gone from watching that last demonstration, you've watched what you've just done there, and now you've started to comment about the last demonstration that's then going to work your way into this one here. Yeah, the techniques. Me, for instance, I wasn't buying anything today. However, after seeing that last demo, well, enough said. That's been a reoccurring theme, not throughout just Cartload here, but throughout the day on Crafters TV when it comes to creative expressions and what Gwen has been doing as well. I certainly are going to be going away tonight with so many different ideas that I'm going to be doing as well. So we are going to have a look at the outline of the die collection here. So this is the full collection. This is the 6-piece one-liner die collection. So you're going to get 23 elements in total, 23 dies in total. So when it comes to these ones, you're going to be £60.99, or for you guys stateside, $103.49. Everyone is going to get your 10% saving there, but if you're platinum, that is going to come down to £48.79 or $82.79 as well for you guys stateside. Right, let's spend a little moment or two. We're going to have a look at some of these finished samples so that you've seen what Gwen's been creating, but then what you can also do with these ones. So let me pop that champagne glass with that pile there. Let's have a look at the love hearts here. So whether, of course, you're going to go in with your backgrounds that maybe you've created from your inks, follow in with your adhesive sheets, and then the glitter techniques. Maybe you want to do exactly what Gwen's done a moment ago, but with maybe the love hearts, maybe you can do that. And this is one going within that sort of paper piece-esque sort of feel to it with the glitters in the middle. I mean, look at this one here. How well do these look when you actually slot the die cut piece back in there? So that one is the love heart. Remember, you're getting them all within the full collection here. These are the one-liner die collection, and they are the one-liner because if you were to start from one area and follow all the way around, you've got that full image that then creates that. For instance, this one being the bow. Do get little individual elements as well when it comes to each die collection, but you've got lots and lots of creativity when it comes to these. This one was one that Gwen done earlier on today on Crafters TV. That was within Wake Up Call, and we've also got these sorts of effects here. Very simple, going in with your inky backgrounds, or of course it could be your pattern papers if you want. So that is your bow. We've also got the rose here. So we're going in with this one, tone on tone here, creating a bit of that backdrop, you know, very similar to what Gwen's just done there, but going in with your die cut piece. This one here, you've got that sort of metallic look to it. Is this one actually, is this one, Gwen, is it craft metal on this one? Oh, it's
kitchen foil.
Kitchen foil, no way.
Aluminium kitchen foil, or aluminum as they say in the States.
Yeah. Yeah. And is that just on like adhesive sheet as well?
It's actually something plumbers use. It's self-adhesive.
Oh yes.
Like foil. But you could do it with. I've done it with kitchen foil as well, with double-sided adhesive sheet, and then you put it over your die cut and run it through the machine to emboss the pattern in. Yeah. And then enhance it with a ball tool, and then I've done alcohol inks on top of it.
Yeah, because the plumber's foil tip has got adhesive on the back end already.
So you can use that, or you can use your double-sided sheets with kitchen foil.
Cool. Absolutely cool. And what you're finding with many of these, as well as having the rose, but some of the other ones, if you do love your DL cards or your slimline cards for you guys stateside, you know, you can absolutely do that within these ones here. It's one of the little mini ones. that you've got here. And what you'll also have found, and I noticed quite a few in the comments were saying exactly what I'm just away to say in a moment, and that is a lot of these size-wise, as Gwen was doing within that last card there, you know, yes, here in the UK, our postage isn't great, but for you guys stateside, you know, your postage really is quite expensive at the moment. So you love that detail with the card, but you like it to be quite small, you like it to be quite thin as well, and that's absolutely what you can be doing with these cards. And when it comes to these, the inks will not add any weight at all to them. Nesting dies, you want to then create a feature, you can do. I am quickly just going to show a couple of these last two here before we go back to Gwen for our last demonstration. I'm going to go in with the butterflies here. Another one, look at this one here. Isn't that fab? Isn't that so, so cool? You got that, and we're going to go in with the balloons within this one here. Lots of scope here. Do make sure, you know, when it comes to the full team at Creative Expressions, you know, follow them across on social media as well as Creative Expressions themselves on their YouTube channels. All of these, get as many ideas and inspiration as you absolutely can, and you know that once you get all of your goodies home that you maybe purchased from today, you can maybe even add the shows today onto your playlist so you can watch Gwen back, or of course follow Creative Expressions on their channels as well and watch what they do. Right, actually it's sad to say this, but last demo, Gwen, we've got time for the last one.
Oh well, let's make it a good one.
Let's do it, let's go for it.
Right, I'm going back to the butterflies, but bear in mind any of these techniques and samples I'm showing you could be done with any of the dies.
True, yeah.
I'm just using the butterflies because that's what I'd already done. I'm going back to alcohol inks, but this time I've got this amazing card. This is the Yupo Sparkle cardstock.
Okay.
Now this is not like ordinary glitter card. It looks like it should be grainy like glitter card is, but it's really smooth.
Okay,
feel
right.
it. But it's got an amazing sparkle. It's just, really special.
Can I come and have a quick feel? Because
I beg
I've
your
not got
pardon.
one here. Excuse me, Gwen. You feel you're comfortable here now, eh? Oh yeah.
It's
I see what you
lovely,
mean.
isn't it?
Yeah, I know exactly, yeah.
But obviously it's got this special surface that's going to allow it to take the alcohol inks. I mean, it is quite expensive, so you're not going to use it instead of glitter card. You're going to want to use it with your alcohol inks.
Yes.
That's what it's designed for. So I'm going to bring in the Valencia, which is that lovely fiery orange, and the Sunshine Yellow. And I'm going to drip this straight onto my sparkle cardstock. So you can see it immediately starts to travel. You don't particularly need blending solution with this method on this cardstock. So I'm going to bring in that yellow, and I'm sort of wanting to create a floaty corner coming up here.
Right, okay.
Right, okay. So I'm going to come in with one of my felt applicator pads, which we have got for you, and I'm just going to start to manipulate this around a little bit. So you can see that ink was clearly still wet enough that I can now manipulate it.
Both Nicola and Georgina have just said, with on that silver backdrop there, the inks look metallic.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. You get this amazing reflection from the glitter. It just makes your alcohol ink sparkle. It's quite fantastic. So I've got my colour down, but I want to soften this edge. I don't like it. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of blending solution. And this is the beauty of these products. You can play until you get the effect you want. I don't want a lot, because as you could see, that ink was quite mobile already.
It was, wasn't it?
But I just want to soften out the edge, so I can blend it across the card a little bit more, and I can also create a bit more texture down here. So can you see how I've managed to create these little furrows?
You can.
Coming out now, and just making that edge a bit more interesting and looking like it's floating away. Because we're going to put butterflies on this.
Right.
And that's what they do, don't they?
And blendable.
That's my thinking.
Blendable and glitter card isn't two words that you would tend to put together.
Not at all.
So being able to do it by what you're doing.
And I wouldn't think this would work on glitter card. It wouldn't. It would disintegrate the surface, I think. So you do need this special surface to make it work. So you can just tinker to your heart's content with this. Actually, I'm happy, so I'm going to stop. That's the other thing, is knowing when to stop. I think, all right, stop messing now, Gwen. And pop your lids back on your inks, because if you knock them over, they'll fly and stain, and we don't want that. So that's my background. So that was simple, wasn't it?
It really was.
And now I'm going to pop that to one side, and I'm going to introduce the butterflies. Now, I've already cut the outline. Oops. Excuse me.
No problem.
Things are falling off.
That effect as well that you've just done, I love my Gildan flakes, but maybe if you don't like playing with them, you don't like that sort of feel to them, what you've just done there is a nice little
Similar.
substitute. Yeah.
I'll tell you what is amazing. Alcohol inks on top of Gildan flakes.
My mind is blown again.
Right, so I've cut the butterflies, and I've got the 3 pieces which have come out of the middle as well. So I've got these flat brown butterflies. You might think, well, that's not very exciting, Gwen. No, it's not. But we're not going to stop there, are we? What I'm going to bring in is the Cosmic Shimmer Clear Varnish Lacquer.
Right.
2 of our lovely silk glitters, and a paintbrush that's slightly splayed. This is an Old Faithful, you can tell, look at the state of it. But it's the best, best brush. Honestly, it's wonderful. I need to just bring back my little palette. And I'm going to put the crystal lacquer into that. Ignore the fact that there's other inks there with those I've done before. So let's put the crystal lacquer in here, just so I can dip my brush into it. And what I want to do is create texture on the butterfly wings. You can see how my brush is not going to give perfect coverage, and that's fine. That's what I want. I want that sort of scratchy, not quite complete look. And onto the edge of this, I'm going to sprinkle the ice blue.
Oh, that's good to know you can do that with the varnish.
Can you see how I've got these little striations now in my glitter? And then I'm going to come into the middle, and I'm going to work the other way and just put in those little marks with the glitter. But I don't want it perfect.
Right.
And then I'm going to put the copper glitter onto that.
Ah.
So that really now is a very effective butterfly wing.
It is, isn't it?
Can we get a close-up on that?
There we go, she's going in, there we go. Oh, we're getting there. Look at that, yeah, I can see that.
And there's one.
Oh wow, look at that.
It's all been done in that same way. So just with a brush, you've introduced texture onto a butterfly wing.
Yeah.
So you need to do that with all 3 of the butterflies, and then just pop that into water because it is a varnish.
Right, okay.
And then I can start to assemble the card. So I've just glued this butterfly on top. It's not set in, and I've sort of followed the line of my ink.
Yes.
So you're getting movement, you're creating that appearance that the butterflies are fluttering by.
And that's it. It's even just sometimes looking at, you might not always necessarily think that you're going to go in that flow, but by what you've created with the backdrop is sometimes what gets the mind flowing.
Yeah.
And think, actually, I'm going to travel that way.
Well, I know from past experience, when I started working with alcohol inks, the tendency is to cover the whole panel. And then you sort of think, well, what am I going to do with that now? Because it's quite solid, and, you know, and it's just nice to, it's like that embrace the white space.
Yes,
it's a bit like that, isn't it?
That's a good way to think of it.
Embrace the space. So just a little bit of glue to keep that safe. And let's have that going across the edge of our inky bits, like so. Just be careful when you're popping them down that you don't stretch them.
Yes.
They are quite delicate. And then I can pop in the butterfly. Now I tend to put the glue inside the outline rather than on the back of the piece. It's easier to manipulate.
And this is where you've got the choice again, isn't it? Because even that effect, without you paper or piecing that back in, if you just left it the way it was, having that, you know, that colour towards one side and the silver on the other, even that would work well, isn't it?
Yes. So obviously you need to put in all 3 of your butterfly pieces. And then what I've got here is some, again, that 5.5 1.5 by 4.25 A2
Yes.
cardstock, a piece of teal cardstock, and then we're going to pop our butterfly panel onto that. So that's going to make that glitter pop out.
Right, okay.
And I've also cut from another piece of the sparkle glitter, the Hello, and I've inked that with the same inks as well. And so when that's all put together and finished, that's how it looks.
Oh my word. Isn't that spectacular?
And that was very simple, really, as cards go.
Yes, yeah. Very, and what's good with that one as well, and I know it's obviously something you've been saying throughout as well the day, because obviously with the inks, you're not going to get that same look, but by what you've done a moment ago versus that finished one, you've got that different direction when it comes to the ink. And I know you have that little bit of creative play, you know, if you want to go further up with the inks, but it's going to look completely different as well. Maybe use some of the other colours compared to what Gwen was just using there, all the different things that you can be doing. But what we will do is let's have a look at some of what Gwen was just using there. So we're going to have a look at the, let's go in with the U-pose. Let's start with the silver. So exactly what Gwen was just using there, that being the silver sparkle. So let's have a look, this one being the range, or Tim Holtz alcohol ink cardstock, 5x7, silver sparkle. You've got the 10 sheets here, $10.49 or $15.21, platinum price £8.39 or $12.17. That was the one that Gwen just used a moment ago. Maybe you want the brush silver, this one here. This is more, you've got that sort of satin matte sort of look. That's the best way to describe it while you're looking through the screen there. That one being the Tim Holtz alcohol ink cardstock. That one being, oh, we will get the next one just in a moment there. Brushed silver, there we go, 5x7 brushed silver, 10 sheets also, $10.49, $15.21, £8.39, $12.17 platinum price. And then the good old trusted original Yupo paper here within this one being the 8x10. This one is 5 sheets in total that you're getting, $14.99, $15.21. Platinum price comes down to $11.99 or $12.17. And if you do start to replicate anything that Gwen's done, you'll have seen throughout today, you know, she's just been using smaller panels. So even although it's 5 sheets, it will last you a little bit of time, depending on, of course, how much inking you're going to do. So that is the selection of the Yupo papers. Let's go in, let's have a look at the range of the alcohol inks as well that Gwen's been using throughout today. So these are all individual, starting off with the aqua. So going in with the aqua one here. So all of these individual are £4.50 or $6.50. Platinum price is £3.60 or $5.20. Then we're going to go in with our next one, which is the limeade. So you might want to go for that one as well. Going in with the next one on here is the Cool Perry here. And then we're going to go into the Latte, which is a beautiful colour. We're then going to go in to our next one being the Valencia. Or you might even want to go for the Sunshine Yellow. All of these ones, £4.50 or $6.50, but if you are platinum, £3.60 or $5.20 each. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, that's where you need to go. Have a look at everything that Gwen has been showing us today. For me, selfishly, Gwen, I have had an absolute phenomenal day. Watching you being on this side and then at home earlier on during our launch day show, being able to watch you as well. Comments thick and fast how much they've loved you. Fingers crossed, will you come back again?
I would love to, yes please.
That would be great if you did. Yeah, the ideas, the tips, the techniques, the finished cards and that. If you get a chance, maybe throughout, well, I know it's Easter weekend, but next week, pop back onto the shows and just have a look at the comments. You're going to see how much everyone's adored seeing you as well. I'm very lucky because I will actually see you on Monday because we're both on Hobby Maker together, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're on opposite shows. We will see each other then. Be so good to see you again. Gwen, I'm going to hold on to your cards for demo of the show later on, but thank you once again. I can't wait to see you once again.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Oh, gosh, I just want to go home now and get inky. Ooh. Right, what we are going to do, give you the chance, I would say for all of you to just, you know, kind of relax, chill, It's me. I need to do it because my mind's blown with all these different things. And Nicola as well. Nicola said the same. Anyway, if you are new to us, maybe you're watching us because of Gwen and Creative Expressions, and you think, gosh, these guys seem to be having a lot of fun at times. That's exactly what we do. Look at this.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
There we go. That's everything you need to know about Club Inspire. Honestly, guys, my mind has just been blown now. Go and look through your comments as well. I know everyone brings something different when it comes to Crafters TV, all of us here, and also our friends that come. But yeah, just seeing Gwen being able to do it in front of our eyes, isn't it just incredible? Absolutely incredible. Yes, Nicola, crazy. Anyway, here we go. Let's have a look and let's finish off the remaining day with a Cartload. It is myself back here once again, but we have got Corrine is back as well.
Hello.
Did you have your tea?
I did. I had some couscous meatballs with a really nice tomato sauce.
Ooh.
It was double tasty.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not jealous
really
at
nice.
all. Yeah. Lately I've been into couscous. Lately.
It's easy for bringing here, you see, because
Yeah.
I just make, while I heat everything up, I just make that.
Like a sun-dried tomato couscous. Yeah, quite nice.
Nice, it was very good.
Anyway, on that note, We are back here on Cartload as well. So we've had some incredible deals that you managed to get your hands on earlier on. Maybe you've just come across us because you were tuning into Gwen. We know sometimes some of you just tune in to watch whoever it is that we've got here today, but if you are sticking around, have a look, see what we've got on offer when it comes to Cartload as well today. That is starting off with the fold back gate die collection. Oh, for some reason, something so simple, I can never get my tongue around that one. The fold back gatefold die collection. Basically, the create a fold back gatefold card. So these ones here. I think it should be just a gatefold die collection. That's just my opinion. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Nicola.
There's a lot of folds in there.
There's a lot of F's in it. Yeah. Just get rid of that. Get rid of it out, isn't it? These ones here. This is the fold back gatefold die collection. Gatefold dies. 27 dies in total here. Now these are kind of like a rose gold colour, a deeper tone. That's because our multimedia dies here, mixed media, a couple of different terms you might want to use them or call them with. So yes, we're going to do the cardstock, and they're these dies because if you use them in the fold back gatefold forum, you're going to be die cutting through multiple layers of cardstock. For instance, it could be your multi-purpose cardstock, 300 GSM. So then that way, that's 1 layer, 2 layers, and 3 layers. But as Corrine was saying earlier on, yes, do your applique, do your fabrics, do some of your thicker materials, your balsa woods, all these sorts of things you can absolutely do when it comes to these lovely solid shapes. Just to point out with these ones, however, please don't use on the foil press. They are too thick for the foil press. Wafer thin silver dies, yes, but not on mixed media dies. Just wanted to clear that one up because it was a comment earlier. But this one being your cute cupcake. We've also got within that full collection as well, we have got the You're a Hoot. That one, that's Nicola. She should wear a t-shirt. You're a Hoot, because she is. She's funny. And
I love on the dies how his wings are like coming into the middle. He's like, I like that, isn't he?
Very like Marilyn Monroe, isn't it? You know, like if we just kind of do the...
Yeah.
Just need a wind machine or something, don't you? So yeah, you can have a little bit of fun when it comes to the wings of your, you know, where will you stick your wings on the... You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You've got your butterflies within this one as well. So all 4 sets I'm showing you, you get included too. So you've got that real nice flow of the wings, really substantial size. Again, all of them you can be using with your applique.
Piecing with that one.
That would be fab, wouldn't it? That would. But then what you could do, you might not want to do it, but then start to do paper piecing with like balsa wood and that.
Oh wow.
Because it's going to cut these ones.
It is.
So whereas materials you wouldn't necessarily think to paper piece, not necessarily going to cut because it's too thick. It's getting a bit late now. You can be doing that because these are the mixed media dies. And then last but by no means least, we have got the Opulent Star. All of these designed to create that fold back gatefold die collections, that form, but you can be doing lots of different things. Nicola just said a moment ago, which is absolutely correct. Start to do the bunting if you want to. Fabric buntings, that's up to you. You've got choices. But the whole lot there, $55.97 or $83.86 on today's price, but platinum does come down to £44.78 or $60.09 for these ones. Corrine, what can you do with these?
I've got a few. I've managed to find out some different ones to what we had before. So just to show you, this is how it looks. So there is my, there we go. There is my cupcake, and it opens out like this. Just so that I can show you, you need a large piece of card to make these, so they fold back. I've got another one, where was it, this butterfly, just to show you, you need your large card to cut it like that. Now there are full instructions in the die set to tell you, I don't know if there are in these, because these have been thrown around a little bit. I've just tried, look, this one, it's got a bit stuck to here. But it tells you exactly how, there you go, it's stuck on here, what size cardstock, so 6.5 inches by 12 inches. You score at 2, 4, 8 and 10, so you don't score at 6 down the middle. So it's stuck on there, I can't take it out.
Well, I'm laughing because you have no idea how much I just wanted to shout, who do we appreciate?
2, 4, yeah, I missed out 6. And then on the back shows you how to fold it, and then your dies have the little bit that goes down the middle. So you've got all your instructions on there, and yours won't be stuck to the die set like mine are. So there we go. Right, so you've got your cupcake, absolutely beautiful. We've got our butterfly. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous when it comes together? So, so pretty. Now, they are gatefold cards, but how about using them just as regular die cuts on your cards? Look at that. Straight away I'm thinking all those techniques you just learned from Gwen. How about making your backgrounds just like that? How gorgeous is that? Then we've got our fold back for our star. And it does, it would stand up if I let go. There we go, stands up, perfect. Or we've got an easel card with our star, just like that. How pretty is that? You know, so these are all the seasons, they're party invitations, they're birthday cards, they're wedding cards, whatever you want. And then look at that. So the branch that you get in the die, we've used as a stopper. I think they are so characterful, these. They are absolutely gorgeous. The owl is just gorgeous.
You're right there, and what I was finding with comments when we've featured them in the past, and this is the first time that we've had them on Cartload, but what many of you were doing, and it's what I do, I don't actually, when I use these, I don't actually use them, Corrine, as the fold back gatefold aspect. I use them in the ways that you've just shown, the easel cards, the card fronts and that, you know, and that's what they're designed for, to do the fold back gatefold, but start to use them elsewhere like I do.
I was saying earlier, because they're your heavier duty dies, and you're going to be able to cut your fabrics with them, so think about your applique, those gorgeous shapes. You're going to be able to make the gorgeous butterflies or owl shapes for your applique. Are you going to applique them onto bunting? Are you going to applique them onto bags or cushions? You know, you're going to have so much fun with these. They are such versatile dies, and you're going to get all 4 of those, which is going to give you the 27 dies in total. So it's brilliant. You know, you're just going to be able to just be so inspired to make so many different things. You really, really are. So that full collection there's Corrine was just showing you with the finished samples. Platinum $44.78 or $67.09. We're going to go into what is potentially my favourite of the show, this one here. In actual fact, Georgina's just said, out of everything Crafter's Companion product-wise, this is the best seller on Cartload tonight, and I'm not surprised. All due respect to our team, but the Nest and Frame die collection title does not do these justice. These ones here are the abstract frames. Each set you're actually going to get 4 dies. So for instance, this one, you've got die 1, you've got die 2, you've got die 3, and then you've got that lovely decorative corner there if you want to use it in a corner. But that's the abstract frame. Everything I'm showing you, you're going to get for today's price being $27.27 or $31.39. These are the ones that you'll be able to use in the foil press, like most dies being wafer thin and silver. But we've seen square, we've got that elongated rectangle with the curvature to them. We've got an elongated but with that oval feel with these ones here in the decorative roses. Maybe you want to just use one of the panels, maybe 2 of them, layer them up because they are of course called Nest and Frame dies, but you can be selective in which you choose to use. Whether you might pop them onto a 5x7 card, for instance, these ones here, or maybe you want to just pop them onto a 6x6 card, or actually use your card blanks with them as well. You get that real nice fine edge to them. It is possible. You might want to layer it with a bit of heavyweight acetate on the back, but you can do it if you want to. We've also got the Filigree Frame as well. Have a look at the frames that you've got from your Country Lane or maybe Vintage Butterfly. Start to then bring these ones in. So maybe use the main outer of this one, use the inner frame from Country Lane if you want to. Many of them will work in conjunction with each other. But then this one here, the Deco Swirl Frame here. I do like that one. It's just something about that, the way it's shaped and the curves. It looks tactile to me. I just think it's such a beautiful one.
I thought you said you didn't like it. I was about to say, can't say that one there. just see you love it. And then when you said what you were ready to say, I thought you were ready to say it was tacky. I was ready to say
tactile.
tactile.
I would like to work again next week.
I'm not going at this rate. You know when you just think someone's just going down a certain path and then just take the other direction there. But yeah, no, you absolutely are. You're right. And even with these ones, Corrine, is, you know, it's what, like 1 millimetre, 2 millimetres, maybe even within the Art Deco sort of feel.
It
of
is
these
very
ones.
much so.
And if you think back to your Art Deco collections from Hunky Dory, you're always left with the little circle toppers, whether it's a sentiment or the man or the lady, or, you know, it could be any other collections other companies do. Maybe you've got some paper dynamics, but if you've got that Art Deco feel, or any other ones, these are nice ways to use these little leftover pieces there. Everything there, platinum price, £21.82 or $25.11, but the things you can do, isn't it, are absolutely exquisite.
Absolutely gorgeous. So these can be the focal point of your cards. Look at this, just trimming out, oh, you've got the little filigree elements separately that we can decorate our stopper with so it all coordinates. But look at that, in just the 2 different coloured blues. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Now I love this. What do you call this shape of card, Craig, where it folds forward like that? Do you know?
I don't know.
I had one earlier, and neither Sarah nor I knew exactly what it was called. But it's a lovely shape, isn't it? It's something a little bit different. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's got that gorgeous sort of art deco. Now, it's not a gatefold, because a gatefold meets in the middle. So they're telling me gatefold, but no, it doesn't, because it's, I don't know. Barely there, reverse gatefold. It's definitely got, I'm sure it's got a reverse in the name. There we go.
Oh my God, they have literally thrown every name at you, haven't they? They're just saying words.
I think they've got words.
Verbal diarrhea tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. But
well, I will.
How about that? So trimming out the centre, absolutely beautiful. Maybe, you know, these are going to look gorgeous. Maybe you've got some of those sentiments from Creative Expressions. They're going to go on there. But just look at the 2 colours. How about changing up the colours and bringing in some gold? Absolutely gorgeous. Then, you know, on here, you just pick out your paper colours, or if you want to, you can have a shaker card. I think that is so, so pretty. Or put them onto your acetate or your cardstock and create your bow fronted card. So much you can do with these. They're just so versatile.
There really, really is, and whether you're going down that elegance look of the cardstock, these would look lovely cut if you've managed to get the hummingbird collection with that linen cardstock, absolutely beautiful. Maybe just having a hummingbird just down the side there, you can do as well. But these ones being your nested frame die collection, you know, as I said at the start there, the nesting frame title doesn't actually do them justice because they're beautiful. Platinum price $21.82 or $25.11. It may be Cartload, but what we're going to do is go back and we're going to have a look at today's launch day collection, which I am not surprised we're so popular, although I think our hold and release sheets are definitely the champion of the day. I think so many of you have realised, yes, how good these are for the paper, piece and create a card die collection, but how you're going to be able to use these with other dies to do paper piecing at home. So you have got your paper piecing create a card die collection with the 5 dies in total, 5 die sets, because each of them has an outline die, so 10 dies, and you're going to get your 10 sheets of your hold and release paper. £45.99 or $67.75. When it comes to today's price on these ones here, although it is brand new, you are going to get your saving of 20% straight off the bat. If you are platinum, or it's your first order across on our website after joining Club Inspire, it comes down to $36.79 or $54.20. The pretty peacock is actually exclusive to us here on Crafters TV/our website. So for you guys stateside that managed to get your hands on some of them on HSN just previously, you'll have not got the peacock. Same with Hobbymaker here in the UK, you'll have not got the peacock. You're only going to get that here at Crafters TV. But what many of you have been doing with the collection, some of you, and we totally understand this, maybe paper piecing isn't your style, maybe the dies aren't your style, what you have been going for is the actual hold and release paper. So the RA5 in size, you've got 10 sheets in total. You don't even need to use a full one when it comes to creating your card, but many have been multi-ordering when it comes to that one as well. So that full collection, platinum price, $36.79, $54.20. Corrine, what can we be doing with these?
Now, these are the first dies that Crafters Companion have ever designed purely with with the first intention being to paper piece.
Gotcha.
Now we've had other dies where we said, oh yes, that will look lovely. We were saying earlier, weren't we, that bride and groom, that would look lovely paper piecing. That was designed as a creator card. Now,
yes.
These are creator cards, but that was designed as a beautiful creator card. Maybe you're going to emboss, maybe you're going to ink. These have been designed with paper piecing in mind. So they've been drawn perfectly to do your paper piecing. So I'm going to make a lovely box. So I've got two sides of my box here and the little tab, and I'm going to cut the die into there. Now it doesn't have an outside cutting blade. You get that one separately, but because I'm going to do this into the box, I'm just going to use it without the outside edge. Now I need to cut this twice into here. I'm just going to do it once to show you. Okay. And I put my tape onto my hand and now I can't get it off. Oh come on, this is silly.
And we were talking about that earlier on.
It's totally stuck on there.
It is, it's really stuck on you, isn't it?
Right, so put that on there. I know this piece of card is bigger than my A5 platform, but that's not a problem. I've taped in the centre because that's a waste piece.
Yes.
So I know it's, it's not going to hurt. Now, I'm just using my normal sandwich of my 2 clear plates, my plastic shim and my magnetic shim as well. So these are no different to any other dies at this point. So it's just going through and it's going to cut that into my cardstock. So like I say, this is going to be my box and we're going to have this cut into 2 sides of the card. So there we go, we can pick this up. Look at that, I can see on there, absolutely perfect cut every single time. Let's just
We were saying earlier on, or I was saying earlier on, when it comes to any dies like these, whether it's paper piecing or creator cards, the reason that I love the outline die to be separate is because if you want it to be a separate element, you use the die. But by releasing it, it just means then you can be doing them whichever size, whichever boxes.
So if I'd have done this as use the outside edge, can you see how big the border would have been?
Yes.
Quite slim. Because I've not used it, I've been able to dictate the size of the border.
I can choose the border I want.
It's all about control. And anybody that knows me knows I like to be in control. Ask my hubby. Yeah. There we go. Right, okay, so I can cut that. Now I can cut that a second time, but I've got one that I've already cut, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful is that cut in there. Now if that's all you want to do, that is looking stunning as it is. Maybe you're just going to get some plain vellum behind there. I was even saying that even though these are paper piecing dies, you could put cardstock behind there and go in and colour that with your pens.
That's true, yeah.
It would look beautiful. So the other thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this and I'm going to show you how the hold and release sheets work. So I like to think of this almost like, it's like a transfer sheet. So it's going to transfer my blue cardstock into my die cut. So what you've done is this one's been cut in half. So this is half of my sheet of A4,
right.
A5, sorry. And I'm going to peel the top off. So I'm going to peel that off from there. And there we go, that's holding. Now, this is tacky rather than sticky. So it doesn't hold, it's not too bad. Now this one has actually been cut perfectly for me. Oh no, have I got a little, I've got a tiniest lip. I do find it easier if you've got a little bit of a lip,
I'm the same
a little bit of an overhang. Think of your finger lift tapes and things like that. It's always easier to lift.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to pop this in. This could go anywhere at this point because I'm using the die cuts. Now, the Gemini is an impressive machine, and this backing, this release sheet, it's not that thick, it's like a foam. These dies would cut through both those layers without any problem whatsoever.
Yes.
But I don't want that. Because what I want it to do is I want it to cut through the card and into the backing sheet, but not through the backing sheet. So to that end, I'm going to take out my magnetic shim. So all I'm going to use is my plastic shim and my cutting plate. So I've got a 3-plate sandwich instead of a 4-plate sandwich. If you've got a different die cutting machine, that's absolutely fine. Just work out how to take a little bit of the pressure off. That's all you need to do. Just release a little bit of the pressure so it doesn't go through. So when I flip this over, I don't know how much you can see, but like here, I can just about see the impression. There you go. Can you see? I've got an impression rather than die cut. You remember if you normally turn it over, it looks like a grey pencil line, doesn't it? That's how we always say, you know it's cut right because you've got like a pencil line. But what we want is we don't want that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up. If any of the pieces start to come away, I'm just going to press them down back into the release sheet, because sometimes the pressure is even still is quite strong, and I don't want the pressure, so I'm just lifting that up, making sure that the pieces aren't coming out and they're just staying on that release sheet. So just lift this up. Oh, just press those ones down.
If you do want to go for extra, the paper piece and hold and release sheets, where they are A5 in size, you're getting your 10 pack in total. Individually, $7.99 or $9.95. Many of you have been putting in an extra pack. Many occasions have been putting in a couple of extra packs, because you know how fab these are going to be for your different craft. And they are there just at the bottom of your screen, but just go into Shop the Day, you'll find them there as well.
A couple of these have just tried to pop out, so I've just pressed them back down. There we go. I can see a couple of bits. Oh, I might need that one. I'm just going to pop this back on. So yeah, if you can get the pressure just so, hopefully all the bits will stay in there. So that's now popped that onto there, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to get that piece, so I've got that little release, and I'm just going to pull this away. Now if you can get this away perfectly, this can be used for another project, however you want. Do you know what I mean? Don't think this is waste. Because look at that, I'm going to show you, look at that. That's a perfect frame, absolutely perfect. So it's just like that one. I could even come in here.
That's what I was thinking,
and create a beautiful drop shadow, couldn't I? Can you see how that would look absolutely gorgeous? So there's lots of ways to use it. So what I've got now is I've got this piece and I've got all my bits onto here. I definitely find it easier to take that piece off, because then it's going to make life so much easier for you. I have just lost a piece, but imagine I could cut that today, and that's going to be there ready now, and it will stay there for me until whenever I want to use it. So if I'm die cutting it tomorrow, another day, do you know what I mean?
That's
tomorrow,
what I was going
yesterday
to ask,
even.
actually,
it will wait. So I want to take a piece that into there. So what I need to do is I've got a piece of acetate, and I've got one that I've already started, but I'll show you how to do this. So what I'm going to do now, let me get a scrappy piece of cardstock. I'm going to pop that underneath. I'm going to come in with my dotty tape pen, and I'm going to pop the tape all the way around the edge, just there, and then I'm going to come down. Now, one time I did this without putting I just put the tape around the edge. I don't know what I was thinking. I just wasn't thinking properly. I think I was on autopilot and didn't tape the design, whichever design.
Yes.
So what I found was that when I tried to paper piece, they were sliding underneath because there was nothing to hold it down. So just come in and put down. So just take a minute. You can use wet glue however you want, but we just find that your tape pens work absolutely perfectly. And I can see, because it's slightly blue, hopefully you can see that picks up perfect. So let's move that out of the way. Then I'm going to get my acetate, and then I'm just going to pop my acetate, not vellum. It's not acetate, is it? It's vellum. I've used a lot of words today.
You could do it, couldn't you? Yeah.
Oh, acetate would work. We've done lots with acetate. Just rub off any little bits, spare bits of glue that are showing, and then you can see that's come on there. So all I need to do now is I bring this, and this matches here. So all I need to do, I'm going to get my wet glue. Now, these weren't designed to make these sticky. That wasn't the purpose. If they made this sticky, if that made that sticky, then get it the right way up. If that made it sticky, then you would only have one opportunity to get them in the right place. How it's been done is it's been designed for you to apply your own glue just there, and then you just pick them up and take them off there. Let me do it this way. Do it with my poker tool.
So
to do.
It holds
so can you see?
And then it releases
it just releases them. So think of it as transferring it over. It's just like a transfer carrier sheet, isn't it? So you just pop that like that. Depends what sort of nails you've got. I've got my TV nails, which mean they're quite thick and it's quite hard to get underneath, which is why I'm using my poker tool. But that works perfectly for me. And can you see I've got that little bit of wiggle room to put through onto there, because I've got that wet glue. Don't go covering everything with your wet glue, because your wet glue will dry.
I was waiting to ask that.
Do a manageable amount of flower, or half of. If you're doing the roses, the radiant roses, I do half a rose at a time.
Right, okay.
I find that any more than half a rose, my glue started to dry.
Yes.
You know, they will release nice and quickly, but you've still got to be able to work within that time frame.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
So there we go, we can put that, and there we go, and then we can just pop that one down. So then we can come in with the next one. Let's get the glue.
And you might have things such as like your quickie glue pens, or you know, these sorts of tacky pens. You might have them. Of course, Corinne's using what we would tend to use anyway is our little tacky glue in the small applicator. But it's up to you.
There we go. We can pop these just in here. But look at how easy it is, and it is definitely worth using things like your wet glue, because you know, if they don't land up in the right place exactly, you know, when you drop them down. How many times have you done a card where you've put your card, your mats and layers and things like that, and where they touch, they stick, and then you've like, that's blown that. So we don't want that. So that's why we've not. These aren't about making these adhesive. Now, one of the other questions somebody was asked. Well, I think we had at least 2, if not 3, saying, can you reuse the hold and release sheets? The truthful answer is they weren't designed to be reused. They were designed to be a one-use, consumable. Because although that hasn't cut through, that's cut into there. Now, if I put another piece of card over the top and cut it again, I'm going to get that impression coming through. Even if I took all the the little bits off I don't want, that impression's going to come through into my cardstock.
Yes.
But also, I've partially cut into here. I've not cut through, but I've partially cut through. Now, if I then put another one, I might end up going through, and the whole point is I don't want to go through, because then I'm going to lose all my pieces. I mean, how many times have you paper pieced? And did you? You probably wouldn't see it. It was when I was on with Gwen. She did one absolutely gorgeous, and she cut something in black, and I can't remember what it was she cut now. That's really bad. She cut something in black and then tapped out all the bits.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my goodness me! Even she said, "I've got all these bits on the table," and and she just had to try and work out which bit went where and how it went. Oops, come on off my finger. And and find the way. Whereas this, you can bring your transfer sheet right next to your project.
Yes.
I can't do it like Sarah did it. She could do it just where she could just
I'm going to be completely honest with you. And when I knew these was coming out, I did think, hold and release sheets. Why won't I just pop them out onto my glass mat like I usually do? Seeing you doing them and watching Sarah earlier on, I absolutely get now how easier it's going to make it, and how frustrating it can be when you lose that little bit.
Did you see her doing the beautiful peacock earlier? It won card of the show. Absolutely gorgeous. And she was so relaxed and so de-stressed when she was doing it, because it was, everyone kept saying we never see her that quiet, and also she never normally completes a full demo, because she's got lots and lots to show us and to explain. She wanted to do the whole thing. I could actually almost see her de-stress. You could see her as she was doing it, coming down and chilling, and she was just loving it, because the pieces were in the right place, and it meant that you could bring together your project so quickly and so easily that it was a pleasure to do. Now, a lot of people commented when we did the launch day at 2:00, I don't paper piece, I find it too stressful, but this makes it look so much more relaxing, much more of a mindful thing. I'm sat here chatting away as we go. If you were doing this, you would hopefully be concentrating a little bit more, but you could, it's something you could do. You could die cut these, because look at this one. This one was die cut quite some time ago. It hasn't come through. It's on here, and that will stay on there for as long as I need it to stay on there. So I could, I could die cut. I could do a couple of these, because maybe you're going to do different colours. You could die cut those and put them, just do them in your craft room or wherever you craft, and then at night you know, you could sit in front of the TV where everybody else is, and, you know, and then you can just do your paper piecing at your own pace.
You could do as well is create your own little craft kit. So if you're on the train or something like that, of course, an aeroplane you wouldn't really get on with your poke tool or that, but still, just a couple of sheets, a cello bag, you've already done your die cutting on the hold and release sheets, sit on the train or that and just start to do your paper piecing.
Exactly. You know, it's so mindful. And I haven't got to worry about that little piece blowing away,
no,
or that little piece. But can you see, I'm not even twirling. You know, sometimes when you get them and you get, if that wasn't on a hold and release sheet, I would pick up the piece and I'd go, is it, where does it go? Does it go that way?
That's it, yeah.
The sheet, I'm going to just do this one, just for completeness. The sheet is right next to me. So I've got 4 little hearts here, and they are slightly different. Can you see, just there? They are all slightly different, but I don't need to worry about which heart goes into which slot, because I can bring that really close to my final destination, and then I can just see where each one goes. So there's no if, buts and maybes about it. It's really...
And that's the issue I would have. It's not necessarily always that a piece would drop out and fall on the floor, but what would happen sometime is maybe, let's say, the love heart. The love heart should maybe actually go into the top corner, but it's actually jumped down onto my glass mat to the bottom right-hand side, and I'm trying to look at the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Where's this heart going? And it's actually meant to be at the top.
That's where it was on your glass mat, yes.
That's it, exactly.
Exactly, that's it. So the hold and release sheets are just tacky enough that they stop the card from sticking into your die. They're just enough. So I've got that. I've got lots of pieces left that I can use for another one, and I've also got that outside as well. So I've got my 2 pieces just there, and I've also got the other side to my box as well. So we're going to just bring this together. So I'm going to use some regular tape pen here. Let's just pop this onto here. So we've got this one just, let's get this in the right place.
It's just the additional way of colouring, isn't it? So whether it is shading with the paper piece and pieces, or maybe you are, as you said earlier on, die cutting them onto your white cardstock, your Nina card, and then colouring them yourself. Maybe you're just going to back it onto acetate and you're going to do your stained glass effect windows. You've got all these colouring options, all of that just from the paper piecing.
Yeah, absolutely perfect, isn't it? I've just
about there.
Used the tape, wrong one. I wanted to use that one. That one just ran out, didn't it? But we've got another one of those if I need one. So we can line that up, keep it nice and even.
Loving the colour tones as well.
I know, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Very clean and fresh.
It is, yes.
Spring, very Eastery colours, I think.
It is actually, yeah.
I do love this vintage butterfly as well. So I've got 2 sheets on here. So I'm going to just run down. Actually, I'm going to get some red liner because that might be a little bit stronger.
So we've gone from cards, fold back cards, boxes, all of these things you can be doing, and that is, yes, of course, it's a paper piece and create a card dies, but that's because you've got that removable outline element die so that you can be cutting into your card and still do your paper piecing like Corrine's been doing.
So that can then, let's just turn that over. Come on, catch that over just like that. And then we can pop that one onto there. There we go. Perfect like that. So this is going to be my box. Now what I'm going to do, let's just make sure I got this the right way.
And I suppose with each of these images within all of the paper piece and create a card dies, you can then start to fussy cut little sections. So you could take sections away as well. You know, if you wanted it to be more a fuller aperture within the middle, just do little snipping.
Exactly. I mean, I love how each of them have got a sort of an open centre as well.
Don't
they? They're really lovely. So put that one on there, and then there we go. Put these. But I mean, how fantastic would it be to make your own cardstock to then cut the paper piecing dies out of?
So take what you've learnt from Gwen all throughout today.
Exactly.
That would be brilliant.
Right now, try and make sure I put this together sort of in the right order. Let's see which is going to be, I think this is going to work the best way to do this. I'm going to come round here like this, just it'd be so much easier if I wasn't trying to do it for you all to see, but we can do that. So that's going to go just there. That's going to tuck that in, I'm going to tuck that up there, and then I'm going to pop
and these are the perfect dies where, for instance, if you have a look at the Bumblebee one, you might want to start to use your Beautiful collection with that. If you do happen to have any leftover cardstock and papers from our Peacock collection, you can use that with the Pretty Peacock, which is only going to be found. It's an exclusive to us on Crafters TV and our website, that one being the Peacock, or within this one here that Corrine's using there, Vintage Butterflies.
How gorgeous is this? So I've got the lid, this is going to come together very, very quickly. I've got this gorgeous, gorgeous paper again. Now I think this, if I remember rightly, this is the 6x6 paper pad, because the butterflies are smaller.
Got you,
if you look at if you remember on the 12x12 pad, which is the same patterns, you get much bigger print.
You do, don't you? To
get it small, you just need to drop down to the 6x6 pad. So yeah, this is what I love about these pads, is they're exactly the same, but you're going to get the smaller print. So we can come all the way around.
And, and it is something we say quite often with our paper pads when it comes to the 12x12 and the 6x6, that we shrink the 6x6 down. And many people go, well, yeah, it's kind of obvious that you do that. Not every company actually do that. No. Some of them just print 12x12 and then they chop the 12x12 up into 4. So, it's not always a given that you're going to find that.
If I was to use a 12x12 pad on here, can you see these small butterflies? I would just get a hint of a butterfly.
You would, wouldn't you?
You wouldn't get the full, image on here. It would just be, it just wouldn't work. So we can put a little bit of tape on here. And then I've got a nice bow that I'm just going to, let's put that on before we do that.
It's coming together so beautiful.
And then don't just think of these as card fronts. I know it says create a card die collection, but they are box panels, they are bag panels, they are whatever you want them to be. And then that is going to pop straight on top of there. And how beautiful is that? That was really relatively easy, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think Gwen will be glad that she has actually left now, because she's aiming for that demo of the show and demo of the day anyway. But it's absolutely beautiful. Corrine, imagine that with your battery operated tea lights, fairy lights. Yeah. All of these, you're going to get that nice sparkle if you want to as well. But talking about demo of this show, shall we get it started and we'll get the vote going? I've got Gwen's. Gwen's left me her cards that she's done within her demos.
I'll bring you over this one, so you've got them all.
Thank you very much. I'll just lean over. Thank you very much.
I thought you were asking me to throw it.
No. It's just, I just thought I didn't want to panic. What we sometimes do with Charlotte, for her just to blow her mind, is, well, me and Ben do it. Occasionally, if we go to do past the demo, we both leave our sections and Charlotte's got nowhere to look and she hates that. We'll wind her up when we do that. So yeah, I just want to still be on the screen. So I would never do that to Nicola. Never. I love her too much. But here we go. Let's go in. So starting off with the 3, let me go with, so it was that way and then that one. So we've got 4 in total, 3 from Gwen and then 1 from Corrine. Keeping in mind as well, Cartload isn't necessarily a demo heavy show. It's all about the deals and the offers that you can get your hands on. But we have managed to do one with the launch day collection that Corrine just done a moment ago. But let's start here. So we've got Colleen on the comments, and number 1 was Gwen. Number 2, it was the other way around, wasn't it? Yeah, let's just do it. I want to keep it the same flow that Gwen done it. So let's start that again. So number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4 from Corrine here. I'm going to say it's between 1 and 4. absolutely between 1 and 4, I believe as well. But it is entirely up to yourself. That's you need to get the vote, and you've got a couple of minutes to go, and then Colleen's going to tally up the votes for us and see who's going to win demo of the show before we go into demo of the day. 1, 2, 3, or 4. But what Corrine just done there was part of the paper piece and created card die collection. The whole collection, $45.99 or $67.75, giving you that really good saving as well when it comes to 20%. However, platinum comes down to $36.79, or of course $54.20. Your Pretty Peacock is your exclusive to us on Crafters TV and our website, so just keep that one in mind. But let's have a look at what we call our concept suite, being our black and white, to show you many of the different things that you can be doing. Now, with myself and Debbie yesterday, we had our treat boxes where we got the little Velcro dots. You can start to use them, do little keepsake little boxes here, but then you might want to start using them in other ways as well. So into your stepper cards. These have been designed the way that Corrine was explaining earlier on, how they work perfectly for the paper piecing, but you can absolutely do that with other elements too. So your shaker, your stepper cards, maybe going in with a little bit of construction, keeping them very simple on a 4x6 if you want to. Here's another one with a shaker style. And you are in full control of the border width here, because you do get the die to die cut it out. I very rarely use the outline die with my created cards. I always create my own border by using my guillotine. But you can do all these different forms here. Each of them you can be doing with any of them. But I mean, this is one that Corrine was showing earlier on, style-wise, where both Nicola and Georgina were saying all the different names as to the style of the cards. So the fold, back, gatefold, front fold, gate card. Okay, Nicola, thank you. Easel card as well. These are a good way to show you the black and white forum, but then thinking of your inking, going in with your pattern papers, your colouring. That one is one we've done similar before.
We've only paper piece, solid cardstock in. Can you imagine cutting pattern papers and paper piecing pattern papers in? That's going to give you a completely new look.
It is, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous.
A completely new look. And then there's one very, very simple, without the outline die, going straight into a card blank. You know, you can be doing that. That could be blue, it could be yellow, it could be pink, whatever it is that you want to colour tone it, but simply doing it as a card cut in. So you create a card having that option.
You know the card before that one, the last one before that, the penultimate card? Yeah, that one.
That one.
So you see how we've stuck the black onto the white card?
Yes.
What a perfect background now to go in and colour that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you've got your bumper bars.
That's
we were talking about your bumper bars. You've got your bumper bars. You know you're not going to go out the lines. How perfect is that? So, you know, that's a perfect way. If you don't want to do paper piecing, use these dies as a good way to get your pens out.
Yeah, because maybe, you know, you love the idea of colouring, as you were saying, but maybe you're not too keen or confident with heat embossing and with your stamps. So as Corrine was saying, they're giving you that bumper bar. I love that way of explaining it, which is absolutely true. Keeps you in when it comes to colouring in with the lines there. But that was your launch day collection. Sarah and Corrine launched earlier on in the day. You can still get your hands on it, of course. But then we're going to then have a look at, let's have a look at our organiser once again here, because this has been another popular one today. Has been around for a wee while, but we get so many new viewers that are just coming across us, across on social media. Sometime that many of you will be watching Gwen, or maybe watching Jamie, or watching Anne-Marie, and then you continue to watch us, which is always lovely to have your company. But the actual organiser, it all starts off with this die here. We've got so many ideas, inspirations, step-by-steps, tutorials, masterclasses, craft-alongs across on our YouTube that you can go across and see how you can use these, create these, and what you can do with them. For instance, these ones here, it just looks like a little strip. That's actually going to be the little divider that we'll see in a moment or two with the finished samples. Little pockets, little tabs, photo corners. These are going to create that expandable part of your organiser. You've got them ones, and then these can be your mats and layers for the front, but this is when you can also start to use your little divider dies here for inside the organiser. Not just the dies, you've got all of your stamps as well for the months, the days, the months, the panels. You can start to keep a hold of maybe your receipts, your notes, your monthly outgoing. You've also got your January, you've got your days of the week, the dates as well. All of this is included. Your tick sheet with your birthday, your Christmas list, you've got your little tick, your cross, all of these are stamp forms, all of that is included as well. £47 or $59. If you are platinum, that comes down to $37.60 or $47.20. But the different things that you could be doing with these, Corrine, isn't there? There's loads.
Oh, there's so much. We'll have a look in just a minute. I think are you going to tell us which one has won?
We are indeed. And so it was number 4.
Oh!
You've done it. You've done it. So now, right, I'm going to lean over.
It's a full mix. Yeah, that one and that's
and then
it.
that one and that one.
Oh, that's one from each of us. Oh, that's a nice mix.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
The balloons is the first one. Yeah.
That's right. So we've got Gwen from Wake Up Call this morning. So number 1, Sarah from Launch Day. Number 2, and Corrine from Cartload, which was used in the Launch Day collection. So that's 3. So 1, 2 or 3. This is so tough for sure. Good luck for all of you at home, because you need to choose 1, 2 or 3.
Okay, right, while everybody's voting, let me show you how you use this organiser. I just want to show you this, absolutely gorgeous. So you get your template that's going to create the wallet, and then it's going to make all the little pieces. So you've got your concertinaed sides, you've got all your bits and pieces in there, look at that. And as Craig was saying, remember those one that had the little tabs on? So it only has a cutting blade down the one side, so that cuts your dividers, so that's going to fit in there. Then you've got all of the elements in here. Let me turn it around that way so you can see. Look at this. You've got the little ones that you can put your memo or paid or important on there. To-do list with the little boxes for the ticks. Look, notes. Look at these for the tops of your pockets. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this. It's a little calendar, but with that bit on the top. How beautiful does that look? Now everything coordinates and everything matches. Where have I gone wrong? There we go. There we are. So that pops out. You know, change the colours. Don't forget. What a gorgeous gift this would make. You know, little. I know we've had Mother's Day, but can you imagine making this as a Mother's Day gift with all your, you know, for your mum? Birthday list ideas. You can interchangeable little pieces on here. I love this one. The birthday list on here. You could do 4 of these and have, you know, 3 months at a time. So you've got all the little pieces. There you go. Look. So this is April, May, and June. You've got all of the bits on here. Absolutely gorgeous. Change your papers. You have got so many papers that you can use. Look at the little photo corners, the embellishments, you know, absolutely important, you know, write all the important dates,
all of
shopping
them, yeah.
lists. That could be a Christmas card list, cards, all the cards you need in November, all the little bits. You've got everything, including the elements to make the actual wallet. I just think it is absolutely perfect. I do love this. I've never really seen this before, but I'm so super impressed.
That's the thing. It's the different things, it's the different looks, it's the different colours that you can do as well when it comes to these ones. Lots and lots of versatility for them. Really nice as gifts as well. Different ideas, but that is part of the Ultimate Organiser. I say part of it, it's the complete collection there of 132 elements. Today's price being £47 or $59. I mean, look at that saving there, £47.95 or $60.70. That then means your platinum comes down to £37.60, or it does come down to £47.20. Dollars for you guys stateside. Right, we've got the winner. It is the boss has done it.
I
Number
thought
2.
she might.
Number 2.
I thought she might.
Yes. I would have said 1 or 3, but anyway, yeah, how good are those? That's the different things that you can be doing when it comes to the collections that we've had. It goes to show how you can then come across and bring in your creative expressions and your inks and all your techniques that Gwen's been showing with many of your products at Crafter's Companion. I have had an absolute blast the last couple of days. I've had a blast with yourself today. Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. I've got a couple of days off. I don't think we see each other now for a little while.
No, I'm not here for a couple of weeks because I'm down at Hobby Maker tomorrow with our gorgeous slimline nesting dies, and then I've got a week off. I'm off to be a nana for a week and have a birthday, so yes, I've got to have some fun, and then I'm back at the tail end of next week.
Fabulous.
I'll see you then.
Well, have a lovely time.
And you
Have a
take
lovely
care
time
driving down to
celebrating.
Hobbymaker yourself on
I will do.
Easter Monday.
Yes, so I've actually got a couple of days off over Easter. I'm going to be on Hobbymaker here in the UK on Monday. Don't forget, you guys stateside Europe, you can watch as well across on Hobbymaker's website as well as their YouTube. Have a lovely Easter. Thank you very much to Tracy. Thank you so much, Nicola and Georgina as well, just next door, Corrine as well. Lovely weekend. I will see you again right here on Crafters TV next week. Enjoy your evening, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow live, where we're going to do it all over again, but without us. Bye.
Bye.